everybody, to autumn in New England. It's a crisp, cool, 50-degree weather day for Minnesota and New England. The Vikings are 3-4. The Patriots 2-4. And good afternoon, everybody. I'm Jim Nantz, along with the coach, Hank Stram. Both of these teams, the Patriots and Vikings, have made changes at quarterback since the start of the season. Hank, Hugh Millen is the man calling the signals for the Patriots. What do you think of Hugh Millen?
I like Hugh Millen. I saw him last year in the last game against Dallas. He did an outstanding job of controlling the offense, throwing the football. He moved a little bit, and I think he's a terrific prospect. And if he plays enough, it'll be interesting to see how far he can go.
Meanwhile, Minnesota's Rich Gannon has started the last two games, and the Vikings have not turned it over one time in those two Gannon starts, and he was really sharp against the Cardinals last week, Hank.
Well, Gannon has the total package. He does it all, Jim. He's got movement by design, escapability skill. He's got a good arm, throws extremely well on the run. He makes plays running the football like he did last week. I think he's a terrific quarterback, and I think he's going to have a sensational year and a career for the Minnesota Vikings.
Now the Vikings have lost only once, or have won only once in their last 9 road games against AFC opponents, and that was a win at Seattle last year. New England wins the toss and will receive. Floyd Reves, who has a pretty good record of touchbacks this season, almost 50%, about to kick to John Vaughn, who has the longest run back in the league this year, a touchdown of 99 yards. This one a squib kick and just falling on at the 22. Hey, get up and run with it. Marion Hobby, I think he got his college and NFL rules mixed up. You know, just because the knee touches the grass, you can get up and run with it, Marion, but they'll start out from the 23. Here is Hugh Millen. He has thrown 1 touchdown, 5 interceptions this season. The offensive line, Crawford, Chilton, and Riccozzi, the 3 men in the middle, all came to the Patriots off the waiver wire. Stevens starts in the backfield today. Ivy Joe Hunter is the fullback. Fryer and McMurtry the receivers. First down, New England from its 23. John Stevens by the ankles. Chris Dolman for a loss.
Number 56 on defense was Chris Dolman.
Oh, Chris Dolman with a 3-yard setback for the Patriots with that tackle. Dolman was sharp last week, had a couple of sacks and a forced fumble. And so was John Randall, sharp against the Cardinals. He had 3 sacks in that victory. Jimmy Williams, his brother Toby, was a former player for the New England Patriots. And in the secondary, Reggie Rutland did not make the trip because of a hamstring pull. Audrey McMillan will start at right corner. Second down and 13, and run it again with Stevens.
Stevens carries.
Gets back the lost yardage and a couple of more for a gain of 5. Ken Clark hit him first. Today's inactives, Rutland and Sean Salisbury, who is dressed under the new NFL third quarterback rule. Zolak, third quarterback for the Patriots, inactive, along with Stan Clayton. Dick McPherson, age 60. His 7th game as a head coach in the NFL. Longtime assistant in the league, and of course the coach at Syracuse the last 10 years. Third down and 8. Michael Timpson has an extra receiver. Millen in the pocket. Fryer open on the sideline. That's a first down catch.
Irving Fryer on the reception. Driven out of bounds by number 22, Felix.
Now, Hugh Millen has great size.
First down for the Patriots.
And he's got a very good arm. Now, look, he's got plenty of time to throw the football. He steps up into the pocket. Look at the spiral. Look at the tight spiral. It gets there in a hurry. A good fastball. And they pick up yardage and a first down. But good execution, good timing on the play.
Irving still looking for his first touchdown of the year. First and 10, New England after the 9-yard gain. Ball in play at their own 35. Route with Fryer, and this one away from the receiver. 2nd and 10 coming up. Carl Lee on the coverage.
You know, one thing's going to be very interesting with Dolman, as aggressive as he is, and he likes to take an outside rush. For that reason, we ought to see some very successful draw plays on the inside of him during the course of this football game, because the rush of Dolman is so severe.
This is Dolman's 100th NFL game. Second and 10 for the Patriots. Pryor at the 45 and tackled at the 50 by Joey Browner.
Pryor on the reception.
15 yards for New England.
It's another first down for the Patriots.
Now watch the tackle. We'll see the left tackle. Armstrong handles Dolman. Look at the cave in the middle. Look at all the time he's got to throw the football. And notice the big hole on the left side had he wanted to run to the ball. And here you see Armstrong handling Dolman on the outside. Gets him outside beyond the quarterback. He's grabbing him, looking, hold him. They don't see it though. And they get the pass up.
Stevens on the pitch for a couple. Ken Clark on the tackle. Moving the football into the Vikings end of the field.
To the 48-yard line of the Minnesota
Stevens'
Vikings.
numbers, well, they certainly don't knock you over, Hank. This is a former Pro Bowl player who had a 1,000-yard season and was the NFL Rookie of the Year in '88, and a couple of 800-yard seasons the last 2 years.
Well, he's still a very good running back. I think he's had some problems from a contract standpoint, and that kind of disturbed the schoolhouse a little bit as far as what his attitude was like. I think he's going to come out and play much better from here on in.
Signed late. He's been backing up Leonard Russell all season, but starts today. Second down and 8. Millen across the middle, too steep. Was going back to Fryer at the 30.
This was intended for Irving Fryer. That'll bring up a 3rd and 7.
The Patriots offense that has scored only 1 touchdown in the last 23 possessions.
Watch the left side I talked about. Watch the possibility of the draw play on the left side. Look how Dolman, how wide he is. We see the hole there, play action. See the big hole by the umpire there? It's a great big area to run a draw play or a trap play because Dolman is very aggressive coming up the field on the outside. We'll see if we see that as we go along in this game.
That last pass was tipped away by Jimmy Williams. He got the fingertips on it. 3rd down and 8. Timpson is the extra receiver. First down again for New England. Michael Timpson with an 11-yard catch.
Michael Timpson.
It's obvious again. We take a look at it from the end zone. Now he's back in the shotgun. But look at the pass protection up front. They cave in 3-on-2 in the middle. He gets rid of the ball just before Dolman is about to make the play. But he makes a good outside move, and the ball is right where it had to be thrown. And another first down for the Patriots.
Timpson has made big catches, only 4 of them this year, but they've gone for first downs. And Stevens twisted down after a gain of 1 by Felix Wright.
One thing you know for sure, we've seen him throw 2 sideline patterns so far in this game, talking about Millen, and he got right up, both of them right on the money. And the quarterbacks in this league, if you can't throw the sideline pattern and throw it at the outside like he has the last 2 times, you're out of business. You can't play in this league. This kid's got a good arm.
A Plan B acquisition at quarterback last year at Atlanta and led the Falcons to victories in their last 2 games when he started both of those games. John Vaughn in as a receiver to the left. 2nd and 9. On. First down and inside of the 25, down at the 20. Got a nice block in the open field by Greg McMurtry, and a 16-yard gain on that one.
All right, watch again. Watch the tackle. Watch the left tackle, Armstrong on Dolman. Look at the protection up. He steps up into the pocket, gets rid of the ball nicely out in front. A lead pass to Fryer, and Fryer really is a snootful. He's tough. Once he gets the football, anything can happen. He makes the sparks fly.
Here's a run by Stevens for about 2. Ken Clark, first one to make contact. So now the team in red is in the red zone, inside of the 20.
Dick McPherson, talking to him yesterday, we're very excited about this team's chances of winning this game this week. He said everything's in our favor. We've had a week off. We're playing on grass. We're playing at home. We've got a lot of rest. And he was very, very positive about this game. Be interested to see how they go from here on in.
3 touchdowns in 13 possessions inside of the 20. 2nd down and 8. Play action from Millen. the field, however.
Nothing is happening. Number 97 defense. They had a touchdown. The penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Personal foul against Henry Thomas of Minnesota. Score it. An 18-yard touchdown to Greg McMurtry.
Now look at the fastball he throws here. A play-action fake without the ball with the hand. I think it's better with the ball, but it doesn't make any difference. Look at wide open, right where it had to be thrown. That was a cylinder pass that time. He threw it right at the body instead of giving him a big lead. He saw where the hole was, and I call that a cylinder pass.
Stavrovsky adds the extra point. 7-0 New England. Taking the football 77 yards on their opening drive. It's only the second time this season the Patriots have scored on their first possession of the day. First possession of the game, I should say. McMurtry's second score of the season. His first one was a touchdown in the final seconds to beat the Oilers. 12-play drive to open it up.
You know, Jim, there's a good possibility. We talked about it a moment ago. It might be an outside kick.
Well, they assess the personal foul penalty against Thomas here on the kick, so they boot it from the 50 and they drive it away. Nelson will just down it for a touchback.
Dr. Edward Kirker from Peabody, would you please report to us?
Rich Gannon a week ago led the Vikings with 254 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. He ran for another, was the top rusher for the Vikings. His offensive line, a good one. Herschel Walker in the backfield to start. We'll see 5 backs in all today, and the 2 Carters caught touchdown passes a week ago.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see him start with a pass, even though the field position's like it is. Let's see what they do.
Alfred Anderson's in the backfield. Play action fake to Walker, and Gannon flings it incomplete. Intended for Jordan.
Intended receiver Steve Jordan. That'll bring up a second down and 10.
5-time Pro Bowler Andre Tippett has already eclipsed last year's sack total. He leads the way on defense. Here's the rest of the Patriot defensive team. Ray Agnew starting for Garen Veras.
Durability and dependability are unmatched.
Tippett leads the backing core. And the secondary, the veterans, Lepet and Merriam, joined by Hurst and Coleman. Second down and 10. Walker's the single back for a 3-receiver formation. To Jordan, first down just across the 30.
Jordan on the reception.
That's the great thing about that formation. They have wide receivers on the outside, and then you have to cover Jordan with a linebacker or a strong safety. There's a lot of room in the area, and plus the fact that Jordan does an excellent job of finding the real estate inside the linebackers and behind them, and that time the ball was thrown right where it had to be thrown, between the 8 and the 3, and they picked up nice yardage on the play.
Jordan, who went to college here in New England, just down the road at Providence. He went to Brown. First and 10 for the Vikings from the 31. Walker's first carry. Ray Agnew. Somewhat surprising starter today. Makes the tackle on that play.
In on Herschel Walker. Walker with a pickup of 3 yards to the 34. It'll be second down and 7.
Ray Agnew, second year from North Carolina State.
I tell you, this front 7 of the Patriots is a very good defense. They've done an excellent job. If the whole team played like the 7 did, they might have been 5-1 instead of what they are now with 2 and 4.
Hassan Jones to the right, the Carters to the left on second down and 7. No gain for Herschel Walker. Chris Singleton and others. Tim Goad, Brent Williams.
The defense of the Patriots, very aggressive. They get good contact on the snap of the ball. And look at them fill inside. Brown comes in there from the inside, number 59. And also Singleton. They do a terrific job of responding what they see and reacting to the ball.
6 defensive backs in for the Patriots. 3rd and 8. Jordan holds on. First down, Vikings at the 42.
On the reception, Jerome Henderson.
Jerome Henderson on the coverage. Gannon rolled out to the left, Hank, to give himself some room.
Here they got 6 defensive backs in the game. This is a nice thing about movement. Look at, he escapes from the pocket a little bit, gets a little room to see the ball, see the receiver, and throw it out to the tight end, who's coming across from his right side across the field against his own defense. The area is wide open, and he gets the ball right where it had to be thrown.
Jordan a week ago moved past Dave Casper into 12th place all time in terms of number of receptions in the NFL, over 380 now in his career. Play action on first down. Gannon has the target at the 45. Anthony Carter.
Anthony Carter on the reception.
Lepet brought him down forcefully.
On the stop.
They threw that. I was surprised they threw that ball out in front of the defensive back. They had double coverage on the play, and usually you're not going to get much yardage on that kind of a call.
Second down and 6. Vincent Brown with the sack. And let's get an update. Back to you, Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Jim, at the Super Bowl in New Orleans, set up by a pass interference call in the end zone. Gil Finnerty goes the last yard for a touchdown, and with the extra point, the Saints are up on Tampa Bay 7-0 first quarter. Jim?
3rd down.
Gil Finnerty, who ran for over 100 yards against the Vikings earlier this season. 3rd and 15. Vincent Brown with his 2nd sack of the year, backing up the Vikings, who trail 7-0 here in the first quarter. 4 minutes to go. Short route to Walker. Short of the first. At the 48, Tim Gordon made the tackle.
Tim Gordon making the tackle.
You know, why do you throw this kind of a pass? They throw it specifically because of the kind of coverage they're involved with. They got a blitz coming on the inside. They throw the ball outside, but it's a little bit inside, and as a result, he has to slow down to make the catch. Had he caught it instantaneously, like it should have been thrown, he might have made enough yardage for the first down. Took too long for him to get the ball to him, and threw it improperly to begin with.
The NFL's leading punter, Newsom, boots it to Fryer at the 13. And across the 20 to the 22. 40 yards on the punt, 10-yard run back. Patriots lead it. Having scored on their first possession, they'll touch it for the second time when we come back. At CBS Sports would like to send our warmest wishes to Gloria Swanson, the wife of Vikings publicity director Merrill Swanson. Gloria had surgery Monday and is resting at home today. Gloria, we know you're doing fine, and we all wish you a rapid recovery. All right, the Patriots will start this possession from almost the identical spot where they began the game. Leonard Russell is now in the backfield for New England. Here's the rookie from Arizona State, getting about 5 to the 27. Joey Browner in the secondary, brought him down.
That's the same play they ran when they started the game, except this time they executed the play much better. The reason they run the play, they're in an undershifted defense to the weak side, which is to the split inside, and the linebacker Merriweather, 57, is in a gap between and inside of the formation. As a result, they think they can crack down and block back on everybody, get a hole, and run through there with good success. They got a little bit of a crack and made some yardage on the last play.
2nd and 5. So again, Hunter with the lead block. But Kenny Clark drags him down from behind. Maybe a yard. Well, the AFC's individual leading rushers, Thurman Thomas, Okoye, Gaston Green, and Rod Bernstein. And New England total rushing does not even equal any of those individual figures.
Yeah, they've had a hard time. They've lost some people with their offensive line. We've got 3 youngsters inside, like you mentioned, and as a result, they really haven't been that efficient.
Shotgun on 3rd and 5, and Dolman gets a hold of Millen and will not let go.
Dolman on Armstrong that time. He was fighting him and then finally controlled him well enough where he could take him inside or outside. And when the time came, watch what happens here. Now watch Dolman going on the outside of Armstrong. Now look at, he's got, now look at, he comes back on the inside. Here he comes. See him right there and makes the tackle. He can do that because he's got terrific quickness. Once you get a guy right into the outside, it's very seldom that they have a chance to recover and make that kind of a play.
Marv Cook is the leading receiver for the Patriots. Good coverage on him by Browner, but I thought there may have been a face mask. Dolman at first, unintentionally grabbing Millen by the face guard. Here's the punt by McCarthy. A fair catch made by Leo Lewis. So 1:47 to go in the first, and the Patriots still in front by 7. Play on 3rd down again for the Patriots. Did Dolman at first grab Millen by the face mask, or was it inside of the helmet?
Well, it's hard to tell. He grabbed him someplace, that's for sure, Jim. I think it was probably inside the helmet. But anyway, that was a good observation on your part because he got a hook on him someplace.
Vikings trailing by a touchdown in the first, starting from their own 30. And that play is whistled dead. Steve Jordan jumped early.
See, one thing you have to be careful when you play against the Patriots in that Joe Collier has always been a great movement guy as far as the defense is concerned.
False start, number 83 offense, moving prior to the snap, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
They line up in one defense and then jump to another. As a result, it creates a moment of indecision and sometimes makes you jump prematurely, just like it happened on the last play. And that's exactly what happened, and that's why there was a penalty on 5 yards because of the movement by the New England Patriots defensive line and linebackers.
Walker the single back, and 3 receivers and more whistles. Timeout called by the Vikings. Vikings trailing 7-0 in the first.
Today's issue.
Yes, sports coverage of the National Football League.
Foxborough Stadium on a beautiful day for football. 51 degrees. Jim Nance and Hank Stram with the Patriots taking the opening drive, the opening kick, and driving 77 yards for a touchdown pass to Greg McMurtry. Vikings with their second possession. 1st and 15. Walker bumped out by Vincent Brown. Maybe a 1-yard gain is all.
Screen pass that time, but they got it over the top of Williams in good shape, but they reacted very well from the inside pursuing and made the play. See, he invites him to come, which he does. Williams, Agnew it was, and made the rush. But the linebackers reacted very well to the screen pass, and of course they didn't get much out of the play.
Agnew is out on this play. David Howard is in. 2nd and 14. Nickel package for the Patriots. Right side, Carter. Anthony Carter just across the 30. Jerome Henderson on the hit. 3rd and long for Minnesota.
Here again, people ask, why do they throw that kind of a pass in that kind of a situation? Very simply, Carter runs very well once he catches the ball. They were hoping that maybe he would get a one-on-one situation and elude a would-be tackler and get up the field and make the necessary yardage for the first down. Actually, a pretty good play.
Third and 9. Catch by Walker, fighting for the first, and Herschel has it. Well, his critics say he goes down on the first blow, on the first contact, but this was Walker knowing where the first down yardage was and fighting for the extra yard to keep the drive alive.
A lot of determination on that play. Great effort on the part of Herschel Walker. That was because of second effort. That's all it was.
Rich Gannon hits his last 7 passes of the quarter. Vikings will have it 1st and 10 when we come back to start the second. New England with the only points thus far. Hugh Millen's 2nd touchdown pass of the season. Rich Gannon was drafted in 1987 by the Patriots. He lasted 6 days as a member of New England before he was traded away just shortly after the draft to Minnesota for a 4th round pick. Well, the old flea flicker. And Gannon doesn't find a man open. Throw it away. Handed it off to Terry Allen, who pitched it back to Gannon.
Well, first of all, that's really not very good field position for that kind of a play. The ball's on about the 30-yard line, the 40-yard line actually, but it's better on the other 40. There's too much room back there. They were back there very deep. He had no place to throw the ball. Finally got rid of the ball. It looked like it was an intentional grounding on the play, but they didn't call it.
That's what the crowd wanted. 2nd down and 10. Allen is the single back. Here he is running it straight ahead for about 4, maybe 3.
And you wonder what it looks like. It looks like the Minnesota Vikings are trying to throw the ball against their regular set. The 3-man line, 4 linebackers and 4 defensive backs on 1st and 10 to take advantage of some coverage. And then on 2nd down, when they bring in the nickel package, they try to run the football. So to take advantage of that package. So far, they haven't been overly successful.
3rd down and 7. His great escapability sets it up for Carter. Chris Carter with a great catch at the 24.
See, that's what we talk about when we talk about escapability and movement by design. That time he escaped from the pocket, and had he not had that ability, he probably would have been sacked for a big loss. However, he escaped to the outside. Carter's in the inside on the slot, kind of a crossing pattern inside. He looks in to the outside and goes up the field, and look at Carter. The ball's a little slow getting there, but he makes a leaping catch. Chris Carter, terrifically outstanding play on the pass catch.
Split backs on 1st and 10. Allen gets the outside. Down to the 17. Brian Habib with a nice lead block on that right side.
You know, we've seen Habib play the last 3 weeks, and every time I see him, he looks better and he looks more impressive than he did the preceding week. He's really done a terrific job, and he's a very good puller and has a good balance and base when he pulls and traps on plays and leads plays on the outside. Number 74, Habib, very good player.
Was a defensive lineman at Washington, switched to the offensive line after his first year with the Vikings. It's the 8th play of the drive coming up. 2nd down and 3. Allen. 1st down, Minnesota.
Terry Allen.
I think I mentioned a moment ago that Gannon had been drafted by the Patriots in the 4th round. Then they turned around and unloaded him for a number 4 to the Vikings. He was determined right away he did not want to play for New England after he heard from Dick Steinberg and Raymond Berry. They were telling him, you're a great athlete, we'll find a position for you to play. He said, hey, I want to play quarterback.
Yeah, that's all you have to do is tell a quarterback you find a position for him, and then it's adios amigos.
1st and 10, the pitch to Finney. Fighting with a couple of defenders. Brown. Mickey Washington.
Why is Finney running that kind of a play? They're trying to break the keys that they've established so far this season. Finney usually is an inside runner. They try to get it to him outside, and he didn't get much, but I think it's still a good-looking play because had he blocked it properly, he'd have made some yardage.
The Patriots have an injured player on the field. And there's a timeout on the field with 11:35 to go in the 2nd quarter, and the Vikings are driving to tie it.
Free emergency assistance from the Amico.
Well, to summarize, Gannon with good numbers again this week, and likewise for Millen, who has thrown for the only touchdown in this game. A toss to McMurtry of 18 yards. Patriots lead it 7-0, but Minnesota about to go in, it appears, Hank. They're driving.
Yeah, they look impressive on this drive, and they're mixing it up well. And it's really interesting to see how they throw the ball so much on 1st and 10 and run the ball on 2nd.
2nd down and 7. Safety valve is Jordan. Bumped out near the 3.
That's the end result of a good play by the quarterback, Gannon. Watch him here now. They send Carter in motion to the left side. He's back in the pocket, which is obvious. Now watch him escape. He gets the push, rolls to the left side. He knows exactly where Jordan is, gets the ball to him, and they saved losing yardage on the play and very close to a touchdown. Great play by Gannon.
Harry Coleman collided with him, knocked him out to set up 3rd and a yard. They'll go to their big red formation with Randall McDaniel in the backfield. They move the guard into the backfield, a lead blocker perhaps for Walker. Here it is, Walker up the middle. That'll be good enough for the 1st.
Well, there was a lot of folks over there, I'll tell you that, Jim, that time. Good penetration by the defense, but the offense got just enough of a push. And Herschel, as big and strong as he is, moved the pile a little bit. He got it close to the goal line. Watch the push on the left side. Look at all the weight forward on the offensive lineman. Look at the lead block. McDowell out in front. And they get it in for the touchdown.
For the 1st down. Not enough for the 1st down.
Yeah,
now.
for the 1st down, and McDaniel got a good push out in front, leading the play.
Well, they're actually going to measure for it. The injured player before the commercial break, we saw an injured player on the field. It was Chris Singleton. He's being administered to on the Patriots bench. Stretching out the chains easily enough for a Minnesota 1st down.
It'll be 1st and goal to go for Minnesota.
Walker kept this drive alive, Hank, if you remember, on that catch on 3rd down back in the Vikings end of the field. Where he got just across the 40 to maintain possession. 12th play of the drive, 1st and goal.
Could be a good place for a play-action pass here.
There it is, Hank. Flags are down, however. Gannon lost it to the back of the end zone in the area of Jordan, who says, wait a minute, what about interference? Ronnie Lepet was on him. Flag at the line of scrimmage.
The fake was not very good on that play. He didn't do a good job of selling the run at all. And for that reason, I think they read it pretty well. Watch the fake. See if he see it. See, you don't hardly see it at all. He barely puts it in and takes it right out, which doesn't fool anybody. He's way outside of containment. throws the ball across the field, which is very dangerous, but in spite of that, why there was a chance for the catch.
The penalty, Hank, was against Ronnie Lepet for lining up offsides.
Don't forget tickets for upcoming home games on sale here.
So just inches shy of the goal line. First and goal for Minnesota. They'll keep McDaniel in the backfield. He's offset to the right. Novoselsky on a wing to the right. Walker gets the football and in for the touchdown.
Unusual play in that situation, but very successful. A counter play back to the left side with people pulling on the play. Watch now what they do here. And a good block. It looked like McDaniel again pulling through the hole, getting good. Here he is. Look at McDaniel. Look at going through the hole. Gets a good block, but he knocks the would-be tackler Marion. But it didn't make any difference right into Herschel Walker. Herschel still goes in for the touchdown.
Reveiz ties it at 7. That's the first rushing touchdown the Patriots have allowed this season. 10 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the second. Chris Singleton getting an ankle wrap. He sprained his ankle, and Patriots report that he may return. Pat's for sale. 1-800-HELP-US. Many feel that Paul Fireman may eventually pump some money into this team. He's the man who owns Reebok. John Vaughn from the 13 and out to the 30. 12-play drive for the Vikings just completed with a Herschel Walker 1-yard run. And Gannon was on target again. 5 of 6 on that drive. Mentioned going to the break that the Patriots allowed with that run the first rushing touchdown of the season against them. Now only the Saints can boast that. Saints have not allowed a rushing touchdown. Of course, they don't allow any kind of touchdown.
No, they don't. They don't even do it in the pregame warm-up or in the scrimmages that they have.
Cook in motion. First down pass play. Complete to Cook. Tackled by Ray Berry and Felix Wright.
Number 22, defensively, Felix Wright.
Cook knows where the holes are. He's like a center in a basketball team. You know, he gets pushing and shoving in that middle area. Look at the middle is wide open. There he goes, right between the linebackers. Makes the catch. Fights for a couple of extra yards on the play, but he knows where he's going and where he's supposed to be at all times. A good, steady, solid performer.
He leads all tight ends in the league in receptions. Now with 35. Second down and 3. Out of the eye, they run it straight ahead with Hunter. Maybe a yard is all. Patriots on 3rd and 2 have made a change on the line. Greg Riccozzi, the starting right guard, is out, and Fred Childress has replaced him. Double tight end formation on 3rd and 2. Leonard Russell near the first. I think he has it.
They had a pretty good advantage on that right side. They had a wing back outside of the tight end, and the cornerback was off a little bit, and for that reason you ought to be able to make yardage. Here we see it on the right side. Look at the wing back. The tight end does a good job of knocking the linebacker to the outside. Williams, he goes inside of that cavity and goes right through there and picks up the yardage for the first down.
First down at the 40. Leonard Russell, the 14th pick in the draft this year and leading all rookies in rushing. Almost 300 yards. Goes to the backup choice, Russell. Nice determination for 9 yards. Broke away from Mike Merriweather.
And again, Millen does a good job of moving just enough to get rid of the football. He's looking downfield. He knows exactly where his back is going to be. There he is.
Broke away from Barry, actually, Hank. Look at Ray Barry, but try on him.
Yeah, he overran him and tried to knock him down with an arm. You're not going to do that. Merriweather really gave him a ding that time on that shot and drove him right into the turf. He doesn't miss many tackles. Merriweather doesn't.
2nd and less than a yard. Near the 50. Russell. Jimmy Williams with a nice stick.
As a rule, you're a lot better to run straight at Minnesota rather than try to run sideways because they pursue and react so well on those kind of plays. Plus the fact that I think once they get on the other side of this 50-yard line at about the 40-35 going in, we might see a reverse of some kind because it looks like they could take advantage of the pursuing defense of the Vikings.
Simpson as a receiver to the right. John Vaughn in the backfield on 3rd and 1. And Vaughn has it. Down to the Vikings 45. Rookie John Vaughn from Michigan.
One of the reasons that play was so successful, they went on a quick count. They went up there and got set and banged. Off they went. While the Minnesota Vikings were waiting to get settled, they snapped the ball and got a good push up front. And Vaughn makes the necessary yardage for the first down. A good-looking play.
John Vaughn has thrown for a touchdown, and he has run a kickback for a touchdown. He could go for the cycle if he can catch one and rush for one this season. You have to think he will. Impressive 5th-round pick. First down for the Patriots. Tied 7-7. Irving Fryer right through his hands at the 10. Coverage. Millen had completed his last 5, and that was a beautiful pass.
Man-for-man coverage on Lee. Now look, you can't throw him any better than this. The ball is right out in front. Had it been thrown just a fraction longer, it had been a completed pass. It was a little behind, and as a result, Lee scraped right in there and knocked the ball loose. A little sooner and a little farther would have been a touchdown.
Russell and Hunter are the split backs. 2nd down and 10. Russell for about 3. Henry Thomas with the takedown.
See, they're better to run that kind of a play with a split end open on the left side because then Dolman goes out a little wider and then you can run inside of him. That time they had a tight formation and no place to run.
Henry Thomas.
Balanced play selection, Hank.
Yeah, you can't get him any better than that. Talking to Tom Moore before the game, who does such a good job of calling plays for Minnesota, likes to maintain an even balance, and he's got it on this play.
3rd down and 8 for New England. From the shotgun, Millen will operate. Back to the fly pattern. Fryer makes the catch this time at the 10.
That time they had 5 defensive backs. Look at Lee, and Wright's going to be coming. That's man-for-man coverage, and Wright is coming from the inside. Look at him come. That ball had to be thrown one place, and that's where he threw it. Right on target for the big catch. Beautiful execution, a great throw by Millen, and a wonderful catch by Fryer. And there was good coverage, not much separation between the backs, but he got it right where it had to be thrown.
2 tight ends in. 1st and goal from the 10. Russell. Driving and riding like a bull ride down to the 6.
Gain of 3 yards.
Needed a saddle on that one. But here again, they're starting to hit that left side a little bit. They got to do that more often to slow down the rush of a great rusher, Chris Doma, number 56, who does such an outstanding job of running up the field. On obvious passing situations, you got to run inside of him on the draw. They came close that time, but ran a little tighter than they should have.
A week ago, the Patriots had some early momentum against Miami, and Millen threw an interception in the end zone. Now it's second and goal from the 7. Cook almost in. Williams and Barry backed him off the goal line. It'll be 3rd and just inches shy of the goal line.
I tell you, that Cook's got good hands. I was watching him. The tight end, number 85, gets an inside release. Nobody touches him. The tight end should have been jammed a little bit, but he gets right into that open area again. Williams finally makes the first contact. But again, the big thing about the catch, the hands. He caught the ball. That's what you have to do. And that's when the tight ends are very important in this area, because they're big and strong enough to take the hits.
Out of the eye, Hunter's the fullback. Russell, the tailback, on 3rd and goal. Russell, he's across. Touchdown, New England. Rookie Leonard Russell with his 2nd touchdown in the NFL.
And the other great thing about it is Armstrong, the left tackle, Crawford, the left guard, Chilton, the center, they all got a good surge.
Tickets for the remaining home,
and they get it in the end zone for the touchdown.
Sale at halftime and following the game today in the concourse area.
For Starofsky, and it's 14-7 Patriots. 2:52 remaining in the first half. All 3 have come on drives, good drives of at least 70 yards.
You know what I'm impressed with? They talked about the offensive line of New England not being very efficient. They're doing a good job of coming off the ball this afternoon and controlling the line of scrimmage.
12-play drive for the Patriots that time. Starofsky kicks it away to Nelson at the 6. To the 25. And there's another timeout on the field. All weather in the fall at Foxborough. New England and Minnesota. It has been as crisp a first half as the weather. And tonight we've got World Series action, game 2. The Atlanta Braves and the Minnesota Twins. Join us at 8 o'clock Eastern time. First pitch at 8:35. Glavine for the Braves. Tapani for Minnesota. Twins winning last night 5-2. Split backs, Anderson and Walker. Play action fake on first down. Gannon gets away from Tippett, and he'll carry it out for about 9.
That's the thing he has to do, and which he does very well. You have to make a decision, right or wrong. Make that decision, make the cut, and get up the field. That's what he did. And escaped a sack that time. It was a stretch play where they tried to fake it going to the left. Everybody followed except the linebacker on that side, number 56.
Second and less than a yard. For the first with Walker to bring it to the 2-minute warning, and I believe Herschel has enough. 2-minute warning. Vikings will try to tie it before the half. to a 14-7 lead. And coming up at halftime, the NFL Today Doctors halftime report. Greg and Terry will have all the scores and highlights and latest information from around the league. That's coming up at halftime. 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. The Walker carry was enough for the first. Darren Nelson has now been inserted into the lineup for Minnesota. He's the single back.
They like to use him on counter plays and also throw to him out of the pocket.
That pass right in the hands of Carter, Chris Carter, and he couldn't hold on. Would have been only a gain of a couple and would have used about 20 seconds on the clock. Jerome Henderson on the coverage.
The thing that they're doing very well is changing the tempo. They throw short passes, a few long passes, play action passes. They move the pocket, putting a lot of strain, a lot of pressure on the Patriot defense. Talking about the Minnesota Vikings.
Is 9 of 12. Same numbers posted by Millen on the other side. 2nd down and 10.
Here they come.
Nice catch by Anthony Carter near the first at the 46. Working on Maurice Hurst.
Good anticipation on a part of the quarterback. He smells the blitz coming. He gets back and sets up nicely. Dolman going to the outside. Or Tippett, I'm sorry. Tippett going to the outside. He gets the ball right to his great receiver, the Ghost, A.C. Carter.
And AC has the first down. His 3rd catch of the day. Hasn't had any long ones, any long opportunities to this point. 1:52 left in the half. Quickly out of the pocket. Gannon jarred at the 47 by Goad. And Agnew. Agnew and Tippett, actually.
Watch Tippett, number 56, with good reaction.
Vikings have used their 2nd timeout, Hank. Check out the hit on the back end of this play, Hank.
Yeah, watch now. Watch Tippett come from the side, and also Agnew from the other side. Put him in the old vice.
Ooh. They had a vice grip on him, didn't they? .139 left in the half.
Tell you one thing, the bodies are flying around out here this afternoon. They're really making good contact, a lot of good hits, especially defensively.
That's the enthusiasm and energy that has been injected into the New England franchise by Dick McPherson. And it's a doubleheader day for you on CBS. The Lions and Niners on the back end of our doubleheader today. What a good one that one is. Detroit coming off a bye week with a 5-1 record.
2nd and 9 at the 47.
Their last game was a come-from-behind victory against Minnesota. 2nd down pass to Jordan. Takes it to the 46.
He had a double on the outside receiver, which made the tight end very open in the middle area. They got it to him very quickly.
It is 3rd and about 2. Chris Carter has the first down and gets out of bounds.
It'll be a first down.
Chris Carter with more catches already than he had all of last season. He now has 30 on the year. Warren Moon has thrown 3 interceptions, but the Oilers lead 7-3. 1:16 to go in the half. 14-7 New England. First down for the Vikings. Chris Carter for a short gain. No, he breaks away. Broke broke away from Tim Gordon.
And they had a blitz on that time. They get the ball to Carter. Carter should have been tackled right at the spot, but he broke right through the tackle. Excellent running on the part of Chris Carter. See the blitz coming. Look, and he stops on a hitch pattern, spins away. There was a bad tackle. He tried to tackle him too high instead of tackling him low. Spun right off the tackle and went right down the sideline and made a lot of extra yardage on a play that should have been just a very short gain.
16 yards, thanks to Chris Carter's effort. First down from the 25. Using the middle, back to Carter for a gain of about 5. Fred Marion meets him after the catch.
Washington.
Vikings with 1 timeout to work with. Near the first down yardage, Jordan drops it.
Defensive coverage, Jerome Henderson.
He went man-for-man coverage on the last play. He was really open, made a good move on the outside. Jordan did.
Hank, we have Gannon 14 of 18 passing, and by our count 3 of the 4 incompletion have been drops.
Marker is thrown at the 24.
And he's throwing, as I mentioned earlier, a great variety of passes.
Number 90.
An unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Garen Veras. Got into it with Loudermilk.
That looked like a kick.
A little boxing on this Sports Sunday for Veras.
A little pugilism. A little pugilism.
And that moves the football to the 10-yard line. First and goal for Minnesota. Nelson is the single back. Nelson on the run. About the 5. Now they'll have to watch themselves. 1 timeout to work with. Gannon gets him back to the line quickly. Second and goal from the 5. Under 30. In the area of Hassan Jones. Look out over there, David Poole.
The receiver was number 84, Hassan Jones.
Kicked in the wall, though, didn't he?
Look at the big hole there.
Yeah.
You can't see the cleat marks in the hole in the wall there, but look at the big mark.
I think I saw a shoe in there. Let's take a count. No, he's got them both on.
What he did, he tried to throw the ball outside. That kind of has a fade pattern, and to be successful with it, you got to throw it outside. He had him licked, but he didn't have enough room. Right to the defensive back.
Third and goal from the 5. 25 seconds left in the half. Looking to tie it. Gets away, flings it too high.
I'll tell you one thing, he buys a lot of time. That time was another good illustration. Avoided a sack, jumped to the outside, threw a sidearm, threw it right out of the ballpark.
Fuad Reveiz will come out for a field goal try. He has made his last 17 attempts. A Vikings record. Patriots have called a timeout.
40-second timeout.
Patriots call a timeout with 18 seconds to go, and Reveiz will be trying a field goal of about 23 yards.
How about Dick McPherson yesterday? Wasn't he fun to talk to? He's got a lot of excitement, a lot of energy.
Says, hey, we're no longer considered the doormat of the league. We're tied with the magnificent San Francisco 49ers going into the week with a 2-4 record.
Yeah, he's a great salesman, and to be a good coach, you have to be a good salesman. He sells his coaches, he sells his team, and everybody we talked to yesterday all identify the personality very vividly by saying he's a great motivator and really keeps us going. He's up every single day of practice.
Kevin Cawley to the administration building, please. Kevin Cawley.
Newsom will hold for Reveiz. Yards from the left hash mark. Good snap, good hold, good kick. 14-10 New England. 18 in a row for Reveiz. The NFL record is 24. Kevin Butler of Chicago has that record.
We just saw Dick Corey walk into the picture on the sideline. He's done a good job with this offensive team. He's had a great career, was a head coach in New Orleans, and also with the Rams as an assistant coach. Knows this offense extremely well and teaches it. He's a very fine teacher.
New Orleans of the USFL.
Right.
And Boston Breakers also. So he comes back to Boston, and he really is one of the men responsible for Hugh Millen as he comes over to talk to the quarterback. Hugh Millen being here. Millen was with the Rams when Corey was Los Angeles' quarterback coach, so he knew what he could do, and he very aggressively pursued Hugh Millen with the Plan B plan. This game is presented by authority of the National Football League. And this CBS telecast is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of CBS, the New England Patriots, and the National Football League is prohibited. After driving 70 yards for a field goal, Reveiz will now kick for Minnesota. Scooped into 37. And down at that point is Marion Hobby, who also fielded the opening kick of the game. And again, coming up, halftime report from Greg and Terry, scores and highlights from around the league.
Minnesota's got one timeout. New England 2.
10 seconds on the clock. Timpson and McMurtry to the left, Fryer to the right. And they'll operate from the shotgun. They'll make it an exciting final 10 seconds. Oh, look at this. McMurtry at the 39, and they use the timeout. Now Starowski would have to kick one from 56 yards if they go the field goal route.
We got 6 defensive backs in the game. They're playing the zone. Look at this. In the hole between. Look at it. He catches it between 4 defensive backs, 3 defensive backs and a linebacker. But you talk about being accurate. He knew exactly where he had to throw the ball and got it there perfectly. And immediately calls a timeout. Very alert play on the part of the quarterback, Hugh Millen.
Starowski's career long is 53 yards. This would force him from 56. But it looks as though they're going to go ahead and just run an offensive play, Hank, with 4 seconds remaining in the half. And a 14-10 lead for New England.
We on several occasions, you know, back years ago, Jim set up a field goal because we had such a great kicker in Jan Stenerud. We set up the field goal, faked the field goal, and got away with a touchdown in this same situation with 4 seconds to go against Houston one year.
Flag is thrown from the back judge. Tom White is our referee today.
Delay game. Offense. 5 yards.
Well, you'd never know, Hank, that New England is ranked dead last in the league in total offense, the way they've driven it twice for over 70 yards and a touchdown.
Very efficient, very precise. And of course, I was very impressed again. You had to be with both quarterbacks. Hugh Millen.
Here's Millen with great protection. Launching it to the end zone. Some bumping, but falls incomplete. Fryer was in the area. Good first half of football from Foxborough. And the score at the intermission, New England 14, Minnesota 10.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? Delta Airlines, we love to fly, and it shows. And by Castrol, engineered for today's smaller cars.
A little chillier than he might know at the present time.
That's right. A lot of chilliness in the air this afternoon.
Picks it up off the bounce to near the 30. Rich Gannon in the first half, 14 out of 20, 132 yards. And Hanke has been the starting quarterback now for 10 quarters for the Vikings this year, and they have not turned it over one time in the 10 quarters.
That's an amazing feat, really is, when you come in off the bench like he has and played like he has done so far this season.
Finney and Allen in the backfield. Finney, a lead block for Allen. Off the pitch. And a nice run for about 8. Maurice Hurst with the tackle.
Now we see a good shot. Look at the takeoff. They try to hook the defensive end, but he goes way outside, so they run right inside of the defensive end, and he popped through there for a big gain on the play. But that's what happens. Anytime that defensive end is going to go up the field that far, well, you got to run inside of him and take advantage of it.
Second down and 2. Inside with Finney for the first. This team, the Minnesota Vikings, signed another running back this week, Hank. They finally were able to get DJ Dozier in. DJ playing in the Mets system. He's been given a 2-week exemption, but really, where are they going to find room for DJ Dozier, Hank?
That's a good question. Good question. The only way they'll find room for him is to have somebody get hurt. We talked to Bernsey about it yesterday afternoon. He said, well, he's in camp, but we don't know when we're going to get a chance to activate him.
First and 10 for the Vikings. Levette had the coverage on Hassan Jones.
Pep had a big cushion. There's no way in the world that you're going to get behind him on that coverage.
Second down and 10.
Defensive backs in the game now. You see 7 in the frame, so they got to throw the ball and get it up the field.
Over to AC. Bumped out by Mickey Washington.
See, they got 7 on 6 up front, Jim, and anytime you see that, that means you got 4 on 4 on the receivers. You ought to be able to throw the ball and make some yardage.
Hank, when we talked to Rich Gannon, he told us, I'm in charge of the huddle, and he's not afraid to confront one of his own players, even though he hasn't been a starter that often in Minnesota.
Well, that's the thing. You got to, as a leader back as a quarterback at the quarterback position, you have to express your personality. You have to do it your way, regardless what that way might be. But you got to have the chuck in that huddle.
Third down and 6. Open is Carter at the 40. Chris Carter had one-on-one coverage. Mickey Washington, he beat him. And the football rests at the 38 of the Patriots.
Here you see him in the slot. Washington. Look at you talk about a pick. But the ball is thrown inside. Washington is on the outside. He's got outside leverage, but the ball is thrown inside. He makes the catch. Good collision course on the inside of making him get open.
You can see more receptions in 91 than 90, and you can add 5 more to that total for 33 of the season. First and 10 in traffic. Back to Carter. 6th catch of the day, and Vincent Brown defending. Gain of about 8. 11:40 to go in the third quarter. New England 14, Minnesota 10. The Vikings have had the football since the start of the second half. Second down and 2. They continue their drive from the Patriots 30. On the pitch, Allen. Nice block by Finney. He slashes back to the inside and gets to the 26. That'll move the chains.
New Orleans creeping along, 16-0 on Tampa Bay.
Defensively. It is a first down for Minnesota at the Patriots 26.
First down and 10. 8th play of the drive to start the second half.
I'd like to see 8 guys in the picture right there in the frame. You got to be able to pump it up.
Cannon rolling left and at the 15. Carter, did he hold on? Yes, they say. He bobbled it for a moment. It's a first down at the 14.
He bobbled it, but regained possession of it. See, look at that, moving to the left, looking to the right side, coming back. Look at the way he caught the ball out in front with his hands. It started to drop, but he got it before he hit the ground. It looks like he did, but it's awful close.
I'm not so sure. They better get the play off.
Yeah, they better is right, because it looked like the tip of the ball hit the ground.
Cannon had his team at the line, and then he was looking right and left and burned some time, and now they'll review it upstairs.
See, that kind of a play, they ought to have a play predetermined in the huddle, go up with a no huddle on any kind of a play that might be questionable, get the ball off and get going.
The ruling on the field is a completed pass. The play is being reviewed.
Yeah, I couldn't. It looked at first like it was a completed forward pass to me, Jim, but it looked like in the process.
The ruling on the field.
We looked it back.
Completed pass. The play is being reviewed.
But it looked like the bottom of the ball, the tip of the ball, might have hit the grass as it went through his hands.
Either that or his shoe.
Yep, might have been his shoe. But it was very close.
Well, you hate to use the cliche, a shoestring catch, but that's maybe what it was, Hank. I'm not sure that was a conclusive replay either. Al Sabato is in the replay booth. Vikings trailing 14-10. Driving in the opening minutes of the second half.
Play stands is rolled on the field. Reset the play clock to 25 seconds, please.
Well, it must.
Had to be conclusive, Hank.
Yep.
So it stands as the 7th catch of the day for Chris Carter. 94 yards. First down, the Vikings from the 14.
Look at all the room they got outside from a passing standpoint to the slot.
Batted down by David Howard, who has come in for the injured Chris Singleton.
See that he blocked the ball because the tackle didn't block him low enough. You got to hit him at the belt to make the hands come down so you can throw over the top of him. Let's see what happens. Look at the right tackle here now blocking. See how high he is? See to watch. He sees him all the way and gets up in the air and knocks the ball down.
David Howard with the play. Former Viking, played with the Vikings from 85 through 89 and then was part of the Herschel Walker deal to Dallas. Later traded from the Cowboys to New England. Second down and 10.
All the people up front.
For the end zone. Just away from Chris Carter. Good coverage by Washington.
Yeah, Washington really did a good job of covering on the play. There was not much separation there at all. The nice thing about what they're doing, they're throwing the ball all over the place. Look at this. Wide receivers, 11. Running backs, 3. Tight ends, 4. They're moving around, letting the grass grow.
Third down and 10. Slot formation right with the Carters. Jones to the left.
Let's see if they run a pick play of some kind on the right side. Yeah, they started to. Fake the pick.
Hassan Jones holds on. Hold on. Incomplete, they say now, as the ball pops free. Incomplete. Would have been short of the first at the 10 anyhow.
Number 84, Hassan Jones, correction. We have a 4th and 10.
David Howard ended up with it. He touched the football a couple of times on this series. A deflection.
Look at all the room up the middle. Had he taken off to run with the ball, but he tried to catch the ball out in front with his hands. They were upside down and got the ball knocked out of there.
Fred Marion hit him. And now Revay's in for the field goal attempt of 32 yards.
This is murder to get down there this close 2 times and wind up with field goals.
Revay's extends his streak to 19 in a row. And Minnesota creeps within 1. 14-13. New England, 9:30 remaining in the third quarter.
The sun does more than shine in Death Valley. It molds and caresses the earth like a sculptor. It forges patterns out of the land and forces those who live there to do so on its terms. Those who accept the terms can survive in Death Valley, can understand the power and mystery of the sun and the beauty it has created.
Encouraging your kids to make little decisions when they're young builds their self-esteem because it teaches them that their judgment counts. And self-esteem is the best defense they'll have against getting talked into taking drugs or dropping out of school. The more you think about it, the more you know that if we want our kids to be able to make those big decisions later, we've got to support the little ones they make now.
Well, game 2 of the World Series tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern time on CBS. Last night, Greg Gagney's 5th inning 3-run homer helped put the game out of reach as the Twins down the Braves 5-2. All the action starts at 8 p.m. Eastern time tonight on CBS. There are your starting pitchers. And we have with us in the booth the voice of the Red Sox and of CBS Sports, Sean McDonough. And look what you do on a day off. You come out and watch the Patriots. Good for you.
It's a beautiful New England day. Your crew has had great shots of the New England foliage. Where else would you want to be except, I guess, the Metrodome tonight?
How about the game tonight? How do you see it?
Well, I think you have to like that pitching matchup. But I'd go, I hate to say this to a Minnesota audience, most of whom are watching, but I would say that Atlanta has the upper hand tonight, although Tapani has great control.
Sean, good to see you. Here's the squib kick and run out to the 35. May have been a fumble on the back end of it. The Vikings think they have it. Minnesota football.
The fumble on the play.
Greg Rakosi had it in his hands, and unaccustomed to that, the ball was knocked free, and Mike Jones on the recovery, a backup tight end.
32 for Minnesota was Mike Jones recovering the fumble.
Here we see the return.
It'll be 1st and 10, Minnesota.
Rakosi fumbles. It comes into the pile. Wilcox was there, but number 82, Mike Jones, finally fell on it. 1st and 10, Vikings from the 35, trailing by a point and not allowing New England to touch it offensively here in the second half.
The important thing is going to be is, you know, Jim, on this kind of a situation, You got good field position, which is good, but you got to take advantage of field position. They haven't been able to do that the last 2 times they had the ball. Had to settle for field goals instead of touchdowns.
Well, the strategy of Jerry Burns to not kick to John Vaughn today has really shaken up New England a little bit. On the opening kick, Marion Hobby, a lineman, didn't handle it well.
By Minnesota. The play is being reviewed.
They are reviewing the fumble on the kick, and the Vikings, Hank, were just about to snap it and put it into play before the whistle. So they're looking back now at the Rakosi fumble. I didn't think there was any question about it, Hank.
I didn't think so either. I don't know what the problem is.
We invite you to call the Patriots office here in Foxborough. John Perlowski, would you please report to the administration?
No, I don't know. It's
Perlowski.
It's just hard to tell. I thought Pat Eilers may have stuck an arm in there and knocked it loose from Rakosi. Yeah, you have balls coming free.
Yeah, you saw the ball pop.
Fumble.
Yeah, there's no question about it. It's a good picture of it there. We saw it go sideways on the play, and it was really surrounded by Vikings. Unless there's something that we didn't see, it doesn't look like there's any question about the fact that the ball belongs to Minnesota.
No replay interruptions in the first half, but a couple here in the first 6 minutes of the second half.
After further review, the play stands as called.
Vikings have the football, 1st and 10. And the Patriots 35.
The man who recovered, Mike Jones. Split backfield, Terry Allen and Alfred Anderson. A straight A backfield, slot formation to the left. Here's a play action with heat. Gannon just throws it away in the direction of Hassan Jones. The pressure coming in from a charging Harry Cohen.
Yeah, they're playing it good. Somebody's a cop over on that backside. They're playing it good. They roll out the bootleg to the right side. He's not getting outside and getting enough time to throw the ball and set up and get it downfield like he'd like.
Well, the mascot wanted grounding, Hank. Threw 2 flags on that play. Second down and 10. Sweep and cut under at the 30-yard line by Mickey Washington.
Allen, as I mentioned earlier, really gives this Minnesota team an outside dimension that they haven't had. He spent a lot of time running inside of the tight ends in the past. Now they're getting outside with Allen, and he's done a good job.
Down and 5.
And 5 defensive backs in for the Patriots. Look at all the guys. You got 8 in the picture, right? 8 in the frame, right up in front. You got to be able to throw the ball in good shape here. Whoa.
Not a pretty pass at all, intended for Anthony Carter. That'll bring out Fuad Reveiz with a chance to put Minnesota in front. But his field goal streak will really be tested on this one. It'll be a 47-yard field goal.
But he's got a heavy shoe. He's got a heavy foot. If he hits it, it'll pump it through there. If he hits it.
He's made one of 49 already this year.
Yeah, he's got a good leg.
Morris will snap it to Newsom. This could give the Vikings the lead. The kick by Reveiz. No, not this time.
Look at Dick McPherson on the sideline. Is he happy?
Good quarter as they come back up the field. Score Patriots 14, Minnesota Vikings 13.
Hi, Mom. Thanks for your tape. Things here are fine. but I miss you. It's pretty romantic being overseas. Can you hear the baby? We got a place on the economy because we couldn't get into military housing yet. But it's very quaint here. Just hush up. And Rod's off on exercises again. It's a real break from his everyday duties. Oh, can't you go to sleep, please? Yeah, Rod. Some break for you. But I'm pretty happy here. I only wish that... Will you just shut up?
Sometimes we find ourselves under a lot of pressure, but you don't have to lash out. Contact your family advocacy representative. You're really not alone.
You work hard as a team to get the job done. But when sexual harassment occurs on the job, it can be so overwhelming and destructive that it can affect even the hardest working military person. And that affects the mission. Put an end to sexual harassment. Report all incidents to your commander or supervisor.
Watch Reves on the kick here.
Yeah, watch his left foot, and this is the only second kick he's missed since he's been with the Vikings. Let's see, watch his left foot.
Score updates around there.
See it cave? Come on the outside. I don't think he got a good chance to follow through and get it hooked around like he should have on the kick.
His streak is over at 19, and here's a screen to Stevens for little yardage. Ray Berry on the tackle. Sounds kind of strange to mention a Ray Berry's name in this area.
Yeah, really.
After Raymond Berry coached him to the Super Bowl.
And of course, we saw Raymond a couple of weeks ago.
He's with the Lions now. Yep.
Coaching the Lions. That's right.
Second down and 8. Up, tries to move it to the outside, but Merriweather goes with him. And Henry Thomas. And penalty flags on the field.
It's hard to run against that defense. Browner is right up there on the line of scrimmage almost.
Jimmy Williams already gave us the signal of holding against the Patriots. It's been a long time since New England had been on offense, Hank.
Yeah, it really has.
Penalties declined. Third down.
Vikings refused the penalty to set up the third down play. 3rd and 9.
They come with 6 defensive backs this time, Minnesota.
Coverage knocks it away, intended for McMurtry. And that's the kind of a play that gets you to 3 straight Pro Bowls for a cornerback, Carl Lee.
And I tell you this, around the league, that Minnesota Viking defense, we'll see it in the top of the screen here. He gives him a pretty good massage in the back going through him, doesn't he?
I'm telling you. Flag, the folks wanted a flag here in New England. Sean McCarthy. This one got away from him. McCarthy. Hold on, they say it touched Todd Scott. Minnesota football at the 42. That's only 27 yards on the boot. Vikings will have their 3rd possession of the half.
Under the right conditions,
conditions, hydroplaning can be a real thrill. But when it comes to driving a car, hydroplaning can be the ultimate frightening experience. Hydroplaning occurs when water on the road pushes against the surface of your tires, causing them to ride on top of the water instead of on the pavement. Hydroplaning can result in the loss of control of your vehicle. It's more likely to happen if your tires are worn or if you're speeding. To avoid hydroplaning, make sure your tires have sufficient tread and keep them properly inflated. Reduce speed in rainy weather. Remember, hydroplaning can be an exciting challenge, but not the kind of challenge you want when you're driving a car. So learn to take it easy when it's wet outside. And be safe.
I'll never forget my elementary school phys ed teacher. He taught us to do all these nutty things that we knew we would never use again. That's what teachers do, I guess. But you know what? Somewhere along the way, when you're all grown up, you realize you do use those lessons. So to that phys ed teacher, all I can say is thanks, Dad. Ta-da! Mom!
Foxborough Stadium not sold out for this one. Minnesota trailing 14-13. The Vikings, they see their offense shut down, it seems, in New England territory.
I tell you, Joe Collier has done a terrific job with this defense.
1st and 10, and Gannon looking everywhere. He'll tuck it under and escape to the 50. Aaron Veras brought him down. A gain of about 7.
Now watch the quarterback's feet. Watch Gannon. Look at he's looking to the right. Whoop, goes back over here to the left. Now he goes back to the right. Look at his feet. Doing a little tap dance. He doesn't know where the call. See, his feet tell you that he doesn't know where to throw the ball, and he's got enough escapability that he makes a bad play become a good play. Great play by Gannon after having no place to throw the football.
2nd down and 2, and Terry Allen cutting back to the middle and near the 1st.
Then he got a good block on the outside and a linebacker on the outside, which provided him running room on the inside.
1st down for the Vikings, and there is Joe Collier, defensive coordinator. A man who was out of football the last couple of years after a long career at Denver, defensive coordinator there. Hank?
You know, I talked to him yesterday and asked him if he missed football the first year, and he said, no, I really didn't. I felt very comfortable, enjoyed myself, but I did start to miss it when I got an opportunity to come back and coach with Dick McPherson. Now I'm happy as can be.
1st and 10, sideline, incomplete, intended for Anthony Carter. Collier was a coach, a defensive backfield coach on the Patriots' first 2 teams back 1960 and 61 under Lou Saban, and he remembered a game up here when you brought your team in, Hank, and someone came out of the stands to make a play at the end of the game.
Yeah, we couldn't, you know, the guy made a fantastic play, and I kept looking for him. I was trying to sign him up. It was the best play we had seen all year long from a defensive standpoint.
The officials didn't see it, no one saw it, but a guy in a khaki jacket came in and made the game-saving pass defensive play. 2nd down and 10. And Walker for no gain.
I'll tell you, they're reacting to that ball very well. And they got a lot of folks up there. They got 7 guys close to the line of scrimmage. It's hard to do that. You got to be a magician to get through one of those holes with that kind of a defense.
The Vikings before the half had the football inside of the 10-yard line, had to settle for a field goal. Then to open up the second half, they drove it downfield again, settled for another field goal. Then a fumble on the kickoff by the Patriots, and the Vikings set up in New England territory. They missed a field goal, so breakdowns in the New England side of the field, and now they have it 3rd and 10.
A 4-man rush this time.
Nelson out of the backfield. Close to the first, Hank, at the 38, but maybe just shy.
Another good play by Gannon. Watch him get rid of the ball just in time. Now watch him. He gets a little pressure to his right. Right here, the offensive guard slips. But in spite of that, he gets rid of the ball in good shape to Darren Nelson. He spins and tries as hard as he possibly can to get extra yardage on the play. But a good read and a good delivery. A decisive shot by Gannon.
Well, the Saints have allowed a touchdown. The Bucks cut the lead to 16-7. Chain gang showing that it's well short of the first. 4th and under a yard to go, and they're going to go for it. They bring in Novoselsky as an extra tight end. This is where I'm sure you'll see their big red formation.
And here again, we talk about this many times. Usually the rule of thumb, if it's less than a yard, you're going to go for it. If it's more than a yard, you're going to kick it.
Big red formation, McDaniel in the backfield, and the crowd has come to life on 4th and 1.
Well, they got it. Looks like an advantage to the right side. See if they go right. Here they play action.
Play action, crossing them up. No, they hold them. Incomplete, intended for Jordan.
See, that time they fooled themselves. It looked like they had advantage, and they just run the ball that way. They might have made the first down. But it's easy to make that kind of a call when you're up here in the press box, getting such a good view of it. Here's the play again. We don't see the fake, and I don't think the fake was very good, which doesn't help the situation very well. Plus, the ball was thrown way behind the receiver. The tight end, Steve Jordan.
4:13 to go in the 3rd quarter, and the Patriots lead it by a point. Deflected by Dolman. And just to make sure it's not a fumble, Russell falls on it. Lead it by a point. Deflected by Dolman. And just to make sure it's not a fumble, Russell falls on it.
Deflected by Chris Dolman.
Patriots with total offense in the second half of 1 yard, but they've only had it for 4 downs in the second half.
Well, the Patriots have rushed the ball 15 times for 25 yards, 1.7. Defense of the Minnesota Vikings really putting the vice on that defense, on that offense.
Hugh Millen, a week ago, he was attending a football game at the University of Washington on the bye week, and he hands it off to Russell for a gain of about 2. It's update time. Let's take it back to New York. Greg?
All right, Jim, you mentioned it. At New Orleans, the Saints defense surrenders its first touchdown in 19 quarters. A 5-yard TD pass, Chris Chandler to Robert Wilson. Tampa Bay still trails the Saints 16-7 in the 3rd, Jim.
3rd down and 8.
Well, that's the first one since the 4th quarter of a game against Kansas City on September the 8th, the one we witnessed, Hank. It's been a long time since that defense allowed a score, a touchdown.
Yeah, probably is going to take some of the pressure off the defense. You know, you can just go so long in the National Football League and keep people from scoring that long. They got it off their back, and now they continue to play like they only play.
3rd and 8 and a sack for Thomas. Henry Thomas with his 4th sack of the year.
You talk about an underrated player. That guy is really 97, Henry Thomas. Really a terrific player. Watch 97 coming off the ball, goes into the gap on the left side. There he comes around and makes a tackle from the back. Quarterback didn't see him.
He zoomed right past highly touted left tackle Bruce Armstrong. So on 4th down, McCarthy will punt. He shanked the last one. And this one is much better. Leo Lewis with the fair catch at the 13. 2:44 remaining in the 3rd quarter. It's still New England by a point. Felix Wright, the starting free safety for Minnesota.
Still made with 100% fresh cuts of lean meat.
He, like Chris Dolman, playing in his 100th NFL game today. 14-13 Patriots. Jim Nantz and Hank Stram on a beautiful fall afternoon from Foxborough. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Walker is the single back. They'll run it in the round with Anthony Carter, and Tippett is there, and several others to force him out after a short gain. Well, we talk about how Dick McPherson has pumped new life into the Patriots. They've also made other changes. They've returned to a grass playing surface, did away with a terrible old rug. The return of cheerleaders, a new indoor practice facility which opened this week, and a new locker room.
That, along with a lot of good players, will help you win.
19 new players, Hank, by the way. 2nd down and 9. Work in the middle with Jordan. Just across the 20. Brown and Howard combine on the hit. 3rd down coming up for the Vikings.
One thing that's very obvious about this New England team, they reflect the personality of their coach, Dick McPherson. He's very enthusiastic, very excitable. The players respond very well. He's in the game every minute of the game. He's up and down the sideline. Very involved with this football team, and they like it.
3rd and a yard to go. 3rd and 1. They'll stay with a 3-receiver formation, and Walker the lone back.
They got a hole over here on the left side if they take it.
Gannon gets a lot of mileage out of it, doesn't he? And that's ruled incomplete. Intended for Chris Carter. Tim Gordon in the area.
Watch Zimmerman now, 65 on Tippett, 56. See, he stays in front of him. That's what his responsibility is. Make sure you stay in front of him and keep him off the quarterback. That's exactly what he did.
That's the first possession today where the Vikings failed to pick up at least a first. Harry Newsome, that football was touched. It's a free football. That was very un-Newsome-like, the leading punter in the NFL. And that one, a low shot that hit someone running down the field. I believe it hit David Poole. But recovered by the Patriots.
Coming into this game, he had a 48-yard average. Talking about Newsome.
So the Patriots will have the football on offense, 1st down and 10. They'll put it in.
Slid off the side of his foot.
And it landed off the back foot of back of the left foot of David Poole. Recovered by Tony Zachary. Patriots in good field position at their own 47. Play action for Millen. Irving Fryer at the 30. And then down at the 27.
Well, this kid has been terrific this afternoon. Hugh Millen, when he's had a chance to throw the ball, he's got it right where it's supposed to be thrown. Good protection. That offensive line has done very well against a very good defense. A break-in pattern, and he throws it right at the numbers. Good execution on the play to Fryer.
Leonard Russell on 1st down. Gets to the outside. Gets away from Dolman. And Merriweather, look at him go. Felix Wright inside of the 10. Makes the saving tackle to knock him out.
You talk about a good read and good speed. Watch the way he runs that play right up over the left tackle and then bounces to the outside. Look at Dolman trying to catch him from the backside. Doesn't get it done. And also Merriweather. He runs right by Merriweather on the play, didn't he?
I'm really surprised Merriweather didn't get a better shot at him than that.
Yeah, he didn't look. He looked like he was surprised to see him out there. It looked like he might have thought that Goldman was going to make the tackle.
23 yards on the run. The Patriots in scoring position. And our coverage will continue after this message from your local station. Through 3 quarters, Patriots by 1. You are watching the NFL on CBS. Quarter with the Patriots inside of the 10. First and goal from the 4. Russell stacked for no gain. Randall and Thomas make the hit on him. In the last 12 home games, the Patriots have won only once.
57 defensively by Merriweather.
They won only one time overall all of last season. They've doubled their win total with a 2-4 record.
McPherson on the sideline, talking to the coaches, talking to the players. He's into this game.
Hank, there was a penalty on that last play. Al Noga lined up offsides. So they'll replay the down a little bit closer to the goal line. First and goal from the 2. Ivy Joe Hunter is the fullback. Leonard Russell the tailback. Russell fighting for it, Maybe a fumble on the back end of it.
There was a fumble.
Patriots touchdown. We saw one signal for a touchdown. Fred Childress is holding the football.
Fumble on the 1-yard line. Recovered by New England in the end zone, number 61. The ruling is a touchdown.
Crowd can't believe it. Expect this. Fred Childress, number 61, on the recovery for the touchdown.
Boy, that's something, isn't it? Watch the ball pop out of there here.
I thought the play may have been whistled dead, but you see Childress bring it around from the backside, and he has it recovered for the touchdown.
Yeah, he puts a vacuum sweeper on it from the backside. Is right. He sucks it right out of there, doesn't he?
See, Russell actually was trying to extend the football across the goal line. That's not a real smart play with that many bodies around you.
Not that many big bodies around you. That's right.
Our ruling is a touchdown. The play is being reviewed.
Look at it upstairs now.
1991 Patriots yearbook is available to order. You get your copy by sending a check or money order for $6 payable to Patriots yearbook. Foxborough Stadium, Foxborough, Massachusetts.
Well, will the replay booth spoil Fred Childress's most shining moment in the league?
The play stands as called.
Touchdown, New England. Now the extra point that can make it 8. Oh, what a big miss. Blocked by the Vikings. Mike Mays with the block, who was just signed this week.
Oh, he's got to be happy about that.
The Minnesota Vikings 13.
Now a touchdown and an extra point could tie it for the Vikings. And Mike Mike Mays to bolster their secondary, with Reggie Rutland nursing a hamstring pull, and he comes in with a huge play to block the point after and keep the Vikings within one score of tying the game.
And the great thing about it is he got a good jump and it took a good angle.
Wilson on the high kick, fields it from the 14 and is grabbed by the ankles at the 21. Richard Tardis on the tackle.
On the outside, Mays, and he comes in here and blocks that kick. Watch him come off the line of scrimmage.
Patriots would like to welcome.
Look at him take the right angle. It's nice and flat. Gets in front of the flight of the ball. A lot of times what happens, that would-be blocker goes too deep and they kick the ball right under his arms. He took the perfect angle and blocked it. Mike Mays, number 23.
Walker and Allen now. The pair of backs sweep with Allen for a loss. Vincent Brown manning that side. And the game summary thus far. Total yardage almost even. Reve has had a 19 field goal streak, successful field goal streak. He had that one stopped with a miss. And Childress with a fumble recovery for a touchdown. 2nd and 12, a 2-yard tackle for a loss by Vincent Brown. Almost intercepted. Mickey Washington couldn't find it. In the area of Anthony Carter.
I tell you, that defense is playing so tight up there, they're suffocating the offense. They gotta get it up the field more than they have.
No flag on the play. We cleared it at 12 from the 19.
Couldn't find the handle. Didn't know where it was.
Gannon is only 6 of 16 in the second half. Chris Carter shakes off one defender. And what an effort to get the first. Broke away from David Howard. That's twice today we've seen Chris Carter make that kind of play to pick up big yardage. Broke away from Howard and Henderson. First down, Minnesota.
Looked like there was no way in the world he was going to be able to make the first down, but a great effort on his part. Look at this, New Orleans 23-7 now. They must have been aggravated about them scoring.
Carter over 100 yards receiving for the second straight week. For another first.
That defense is really flying around after that ball. A great illustration of it on the last play. Herschel Walker made a jump over a body and was able to make the extra yardage for the first down.
Well, he's going to be on, it appears he'll be on the U.S. bobsled team. Maybe he was trying out here for the Summer Olympics for hurdling as well, Hank. Let's check it out.
Yeah, so he jumped over the top and that happened. Provided him with the opportunity to make the yardage that he needed for the first down.
The 43, and someone pulled back early on that line for the Vikings.
False start. 69 offense. Moving prior to the snap.
Todd Kalis
first down.
moved a little early.
The official trading card of the National Football League for sponsoring today's card giveaway here in Fox.
12 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the game. A 7-point New England lead.
They keep changing that defense. Of course, now they got 5 defensive backs in the game. Look at all the bodies up in front. pretending like they're going to blitz. Usually when they come up, they don't. See, they don't. They back out of there, try to confuse the quarterback, and they've done a pretty good job with it.
That's a sack. Tim Goad had him by the ankles first, and Ray Agnew helped out.
I tell you, the movement by the Patriots defense has confused the offense a little bit, especially the quarterback. It looks like he doesn't know where to throw the ball. Not many cracks, and not much time back there to throw the football. See, they set up, first of all, like they're going to blitz, then they back off with a 4-man rush.
Losses back to the 33-yard
Still doesn't find anybody open. The coverage is good. He's running for his life. He has no chance, no time to do anything.
Second down and 20. And a screen set up for Walker. Tim Gordon.
He is driven out by Tim Gordon.
You talk about a good angle, a good effort, good pursuit, good hustle. Gordon, number 41, came in from the inside and made the tackle.
At the 37-yard line of the Vikings, it'll be 3rd down and 16.
Football at the 37 of the Vikings. They send the Carters in a slot formation to the left, Hassan Jones to the right. On 3rd and 16. Batted away by Mickey Washington. Great defensive play. I thought Carter would have it, but Washington leaping and diving and jabbing at it, knocking it down.
You see Washington 21 covering on the inside. Look at him there. He tries to fake him to the outside, but he stays with him, watching the quarterback all the way. He comes back and makes a play on the ball. A great play by Washington, number 21.
Harry Newsom with another low punt, but longer. Henderson from the 15. Alfred Anderson makes the special teams tackle.
Tackle was made by Alfred Anderson.
48 yards on the punt. Update time to New York with Greg Humble.
All right, Jim, in New Orleans, Steve Walsh from 8 yards out finds Eric Martin at the goal line. The defense says no. Replay says yes. 23-7 Saints in the 4th quarter. Let's go back to Foxborough.
20-13 is the score here. The Patriots with a touchdown in the second half, but missing the point after. It was 14-10 at halftime, New England. And we want to remind you that tonight we have Game 2 of the World Series coming your way on CBS. Our coverage begins at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. The Twins and the Braves, Game 2, Minnesota. Minnesota won the opener last night, 5-2. First pitch this evening, by the way, will be at 8:35. The Braves and the Twins.
How about my man, Jack Buck? Did a great job, hasn't he, so far?
Oh,
Tim
yeah,
McCarver?
absolutely.
Yeah, terrific.
Buck and McCarver with the game action. Jim Cotton will help out. Pat O'Brien on the pregame. That's tonight on CBS. We have in this game 2 of the oldest coaches, Hank, in the NFL. Jerry Burns is the oldest. He is 64. And Dick McPherson is the 4th oldest at age 60.
I hope I look that good when I'm that age.
Yeah. You still have, what, another 10, 12 years to go, don't you, Hank?
The only thing about it is McPherson, he doesn't know how old he is.
From the 14, first down play with Russell. Somersaults to the 16.
Russell.
Chopped under by Ken Clark, a Boston native.
Defensively. Russell gets to the 16-yard line. It's a pickup of
10 minutes remaining in the game at Foxborough Stadium. 45,000 on hand. The Patriots going for their 3rd win of the year. Minnesota trying to even its record at 4-4. Jim Nantz along with Hank Stram.
McPherson said yesterday all the good things are in our favor. The advantages is ours. We've been off for a week, cited a lot of things that he felt was very important for them to win this football game. And so far, they've done a terrific job of all those things.
Reset the play clock for 25 seconds, please.
Hugh Millen made an appeal to Tom White to get the down clock reset. And that's what they have done. Second down and 8. Russell hard running to the 20. Good looking rookie, isn't he, Hank?
Boy, he's terrific. He doesn't run look like he's 235 pounds. He's got very good feet, good vision, straight ahead shot.
He bruised some ribs, Hank, a couple of weeks ago. Needed the bye week to get healthy for this one.
He's a hard guy to knock over, and plus the fact he has the ability and the capacity to break tackles and go through a pile and come through the other end.
Third down and 5. Irving Fryer again and out of bounds at the 38.
Driven out of bounds by number 39, Carl Lee. It's a first down, Patriots.
Here we are behind the quarterback. Fryer coming from left to right.
They spot the ball at the 38-yard line.
So they have a crossing pattern. The ball's thrown beautifully. Lee covering man for man all the way across the field. Got a big jump on him, and I tell you, that Fryer, he's good to look at. He's a terrific player. Been in a lot of trouble, but he can play.
Well, Dick McPherson said he's been an altar boy this year. And the running play with Russell. Broke away from Mike Merriweather at first. Irving Fryer with his 8th career 100-yard game, having a big afternoon.
He's a talent. There's no question about that. And the thing about him is, anytime he gets his hands on a ball, he's got a chance to gin.
Second down.
Well, they've got another wide receiver with great talent, Hartley Dykes, but he's out for the year on injured reserve. He busted his kneecap. Second down and 6. Leonard Russell for about 3. Merriweather and Clark combining on the tackle.
Mike Merriweather along with
players marvel at the way Merriweather works in practice. They all say they've never seen anybody work as hard consistently as he does.
And linebacking coach Maxie Bond said he's the hardest single working player I've ever seen. And I've been around the NFL for 31 years. Maxie Bond talking about Mike Merriweather. Short and a first down for the Patriots. It's Ben Coates with his 2nd career reception. A backup tight end.
Minnesota territory.
What a surprise on that play, throwing to Coates on the play, the tight end.
But a flag down, Hank. A flag is on the field. It's coming back.
He only caught one ball coming into this game, and that's for 6 yards.
Pass interference. Number 85 offense. 10 yards. Replay third down.
One tight end caught it. The other one pushed off for interference. Marv Cook called for the interference, wiping that reception and pass play away.
The Patriots are 7 of 10 on third down. Boy, that's strong.
Now 3rd and 13. 6:50 remaining in the game and a 20-13 lead for New England. Batted away and incomplete. They were going for McMurtry.
McMurtry was the
Lee and McMillan doubled up on him.
You talk about good defensive play. McMillan and Lee, as Jim just mentioned to you, right there at the right spot. Looked like a volleyball hit the way that ball flew in the air. See, they're looking back at the quarterback, and they read who he's throwing the ball to. They got him inside, outside, double cover, inside, outside on the play. McMillan and Lee.
Yeah, I think Lee on the outside actually got the fingertips on it to bat it away, forcing McCarthy to punt. High boomer this time, and fumbled by Leo Lewis, recovered by New England. Marvin Allen on the recovery.
It didn't look like he saw it. All it went in his arms. It all into his hands.
They spotted at the 20.
Marvin Allen recovers at the 23 of Minnesota. With 6:29 remaining in the game and a 7-point lead for the Patriots. Two tight ends in the game. Coates on a wing to the left. Russell spins away, and then Ray Berry cut him under at the 20. 3 yards for Russell.
I still don't think that New England has run as many draw plays to that left side toward the split inside as they should have. There's a big hole there, but they haven't really hit it from that formation.
Minnesota, a pickup of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Under 6 minutes now. 2nd down and 7. As they now offset Hunter in the backfield to the right, bringing the motion. Oh, great hit. Joey Browner comes up.
Joey Browner.
Russell.
Yeah, he's been close to the line of scrimmage. He's like a linebacker playing safety. He's big and he's strong and reacts extremely well to what he sees. And when he dings you, he really dings you.
He lost a yard on the play after the 21.
There you see him. Look at the angle.
It'll be 3rd down.
Look at the angle that he took right in the gap as a lineman released downfield trying to make a block.
I think Henry Thomas put a little extra pop in the pile on Russell. 3rd down and 8. This one way out of bounds into the stands.
That'll bring out the 4th and 8.
But this field goal attempt will be crucial. Under 5 minutes to go and could put the Patriots up by 10. Storovsky is 8 of 10 this year.
And he's 15 of 16 inside the 40 over the last 2 seasons.
This will be inside of the 40, Hank. In that range, 38 yards, we'll call it. Tim Goad will snap it to Hodson. And the kick is good. 4:51 remaining. The Patriots by 10.
Look at McPherson running up and down that side.
You never know what to expect from the Minnesota Vikings, quite frankly. But they are now in danger of dropping to 3-5 at the midway point of the season.
In the real world, safety doesn't have to be an option.
Starowski after a 38-yard field goal to kick. Nelson from the 11. He'll try the left side. Cutting back. Darren Nelson. Oh, the hop to the left. He may have been able to break it all the way. Jerome Henderson had a firm grasp of him, though, to drop him at the 35. It's a good run back nonetheless. And again tonight, Game 2 of the World Series on CBS Sports. Minnesota leading 1-0 after a 5-2 victory. Greg Gagne with the big blow last night, a 3-run homer. The Twins and the Braves, Game 2 on CBS at 8 Eastern Time. Pumping and throwing, incomplete. And Nelson took the hit afterwards.
And he really got a hit that time. Brown, number 59, really gave him a shot with the shoulder pads. Not the hands, but the shoulder pads.
Vincent Brown, the highest draft pick from Mississippi Valley State. Second highest, second only to Jerry Rice. And he's had an active day. Second down, 10 to go. Left side, Carter. Oh, they say he stepped out at the 38.
Well, I tell you what they've done. They've really made the Minnesota Viking offense jump on the turtle's back and travel very slow. They haven't been able to generate any kind of a vertical offensive scheme at all. Every time they catch a ball, they got people. The Patriots defense has them in front of them, and they have a great chance and a great opportunity to make tackles and prevent them from running with the football and making big yards.
Third down and 7. Incomplete. Ooh, that bounced around. Maurice Hurst tipped it. 4:25 remaining. What do you do, Hank, if you're the Vikings?
Well, with this, you know, with opportunity, the way they're doing defensively, I think you got to go for it.
Timeout, Minnesota.
Well, the Vikings call a timeout. We'll discuss it on the sidelines. They're going to go for it. They'll have 2 timeouts to work with, trailing by 10.
Oh, I really appreciate your...
Fourth and 7. And the Vikings change their mind in the timeout. And no fake. It's Newsom punting away. A low one, but a favorable bounce. It runs out of gas at the 20.
The Patriots ball, first down and 10. Scores around the league.
So 41 yards to Newsom's stats.
New York Jets 17.
Saints 2.5 minutes away from being 7-0. Houston's only loss of the year was to the Patriots.
So the Patriots
and the Jets even their record at 4-4.
They'll put it in play. They're on 21. Don't forget tickets as you leave the stadium today. On sale.
We'll stay with that backfield of Hunter and Russell. Line them up in the eye with 4:13 remaining.
They ought to run left if they run left. If they run, let's see what they do. Ooh, started up the middle and tried to veer, but too much penetration.
1 yard loss for Russell.
Clark gets in the gap there and makes the tackle. Never hear much about him, but he really does a great job. Number 71.
who played his high school football at English High School in Boston. Coming back before friends and family today. He's had his name called a number of times. 2nd down and 11.
Here they run left.
Russell banging around, fighting for 6 to the 25. Hugh Millen coming over from Atlanta, Plan B, but part of the deal also included Lisa Coles. There she is. She is Hugh Millen's fiancée and the cheerleading coordinator for New England. And we talked about a new New England. She is the one who has implemented the cheerleading squad for the Patriots. Timeout called by the Vikings. And that leaves Minnesota with 1. Well, tonight on CBS, the scene of the crime, a bus stop in London. The murder weapon, a poison umbrella. Who done it? The KGB knows who done it. 60 Minutes tonight. Sounds like a good mystery story on 60 Minutes. Then game 2 of the World Series, the Braves and the Twins. 3rd and 6. 3:14 remaining. John Randall and company put a fierce hit on Russell, and they'll force him to punt. Joey Browner in on the tackle also. And the Vikings take their last timeout. Last timeout called by the Vikings.
Now, the other thing consideration here is you want to rush the kicker and take the chance of getting a roughing penalty, or just hope for the best, get a good return, and get a score.
Jerry Burns collected his 50th win as the coach of the Vikings last week, but his road record, Hank, 38%. 73 in the Metrodome. And so far this year, away from home,
Brian Hansen is
the Vikings, the 1 win on the road came at Atlanta.
Leo Lewis.
McCarthy. Fair catch called by Lewis. He dropped the last one, but not this one.
Well, they went after him on that last kick, tried to block it, but they were very careful that they didn't rough the kicker.
Look at McPherson comes over, shakes the hand.
Oh, yeah.
Putting in a workout up and down that sideline today with a smile on his face, having a good time.
He must have some bulletproof underwear on or something, not standing around there for the shirt sleeve. As chilly as it is here this afternoon.
On the slant, Jones into New England territory at the 48.
Hassan Jones. David Howard making this stop at 42.
And that's enough for the first down from the 48. Same play to the other side, and Anthony Carter wrapped up by Richard Tarditz, a Frenchman who will actually be performing for the bobsled team from France in the upcoming Winter Olympics. And over to Jordan, enough for the first at the 35. 2:14 clock running. Vikings trying to sneak in as many plays before the 2-minute warning.
You see what they're doing? They're using a 3-man line. Look, you got five guys playing short, and you got 3 back there deep.
Got it away just before the warning. Gannon now dancing everywhere. Sidearms it to the sideline. Complete. Darren Nelson with the reception at the 31.
You see, but they're making them travel slow. They're keeping everything in front of the defense to make sure if he does make the catch that they can't run with the ball very far after he does make the catch. I tell you, the Patriots have done a terrific job here defensively, and you have to give Joe Collier a great deal of credit.
Scoring summary, a touchdown pass to McMurtry for the Patriots to open it. That was the opening drive of the game. Walker came back from a yard out to tie it for the Vikings. Leonard Russell, after Irving Fryer's reception, set up the Patriots, scored from a yard out. Reveiz with a field goal to bring us to halftime, 14-10 New England. And in the second half, Reveiz added a 32-yard field goal as again the Vikings offense stalled deep in New England territory. Later, the Vikings attempted a field goal to take the lead but missed it. New England scored on a fumble recovery, then a field goal by Starovsky. .153 remaining, and the Patriots trying to increase their win total to 3 on the season. You know, I talked a minute ago about the young man from Biarritz, France, Richard Tarditz. Played his college football at Georgia, was a rugby player over in Europe. He's had a couple of tackles today. Battle of the bobsledders, Walker and Tarditz. They'll be meeting in Albertville.
Second down and 6. The Vikings on offense, 1:53 left to play. Patriots leading 23-13.
So no timeouts for Minnesota. Have the football at the 31 of New England. The Saints now, that game is gone final. And New Orleans is 7-0 on the year.
And their defense has just been magnificent. And I think their offense is coming on a little bit. I don't think they had Hayward ready to play this afternoon. Never played any game, and I don't think Bobby Hebert played at all either.
Well, we saw a thrilling finish a couple of weeks ago, Hank, with Detroit and Minnesota. Maybe the Vikings can do it the other way. And here's Darren Nelson crossing them up inside the 20 and out of bounds to stop the clock. Chris Carter with a nice block downfield.
We've been talking about running that draw play several times during the course of the game. As wide as the defensive ends are rushing, look at that big hole. Way out to the outside, Zimmerman does a good job of blocking the defensive end. And look at him go down the sideline and make a big play on that particular draw to the left.
27 yards, first and goal from the 4. To Chris Carter. Oh, he made the catch, but out of bounds. What an effort, though.
74, Chris Carter.
And some jawing with Mickey Washington. Watch the catch by Carter, who, by the way, has a career-high 9 receptions in this game.
And look at the concentration. And, of course, the other thing you don't realize about Carter is the fact that he's 6'3".
That may be a touchdown, Hank. They've got to look at that one.
They've got to look at it. It looked like he might have he had possession. Question about his feet.
And they stopped play, helping the Vikings, in fact, because the Vikings got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they'll review it upstairs. Carter, no question, got one foot down, and I think he may have dragged the other toe inbounds at first.
We'll take another look at it here. Look at the concentration. Look at the
There's
catch.
One
in.
Is the player caught the ball out of bounds, and he was out of bounds on his own momentum.
Can't tell with the left leg.
No, that's the one. That's the key, the left leg.
The other angle gives us a better view. Here it is. Now watch. The right foot is in right there. Second one, is that touching back there? Can't tell.
You really can't. I can't see it.
He's in, I think. I think the left foot got down about a foot in bounds, and then he tried to drag it again for safe measure. Let's check it from the back of the end zone now and see if at first he got the left leg down about a foot in bounds. The right foot, there's no question, is in.
Yeah, that's in. You don't have to worry about that one. It's just the left foot.
I think he stubs it. Well, I think that replay says that he's out.
After further review, the play stands as called. Incomplete pass. Second down.
Left foot never did get down, Hank, until it was just across the line.
No.
Second and goal from the 4. 1:40 remaining in the game. Patriots by 10. Goal line catch for a touchdown. Same play as a week ago to Anthony Carter.
Exactly. He breaks the plane, stands there, and he shoots the ball to him, and he makes the catch. Exactly the same play as last week. Watch A.C. Carter, number 81, right in your corner of your screen. Watch, he takes him into the end zone. Doesn't have enough room to come back for the ball or anything. The ball was thrown a little bit to his inside. He made the catch, touchdown.
Rivers with the extra point. 3-point game. 3-point game with 1:37 to go. New England 23 and Minnesota 20. Remember, the Vikings have no timeouts. It all come down for them to an onside kick.
Vikings 20.
Crowd at Foxborough knows what's coming up. The onside kick try by the Vikings. After a touchdown pass to Anthony Carter, Minnesota left with no timeouts. They must recover this one. Or they'll drop to 3-5 at the midway point of the season. Jim Nantz along with Hank Stram. And this was the same kind of situation where the Vikings lost a game 2 weeks ago to the Lions. In that one, the Lions recovered a crucial onside kick.
Same formation, exactly the same formation. 9 guys on the left and 2 on the right, the kicker and another one.
Recovered by Minnesota. Did it travel 10 yards, though? Novoselsky has it for the Vikings.
Unbelievable.
I'm not sure this traveled 10 yards before Novoselsky caught it. But it's Minnesota football.
Let's see, there's 5. It got kicked.
Hey, I think he caught it about a half-yard shy of it, Hank.
Yeah, he did. I don't think he went 10 yards.
And Dick McPherson's pointing to the giant replay screen in one end zone.
See, one of the offensive players kicked the ball, it looks like, and then he fell on it.
Hold on. Now, as the Vikings come to the line of scrimmage again, they are waved off. This will be reviewed. And I'll bet.
I don't think it went 10 yards.
I bet it'll be overruled.
I would think so. Looking at it, watch right here. Watch a Viking. Somebody kicks it, hits it.
Rolling on the field.
No question. This will not count as a recovery.
Gone 10 yards before being recovered by the kicking team. Therefore, the rolling on the field is a first down. The play is being reviewed.
See, now this is a new thing this year in the league. Jerry Seaman, I traveled back to New York last week with the supervisor of the NFL officials, and he told me that part of the new way of presenting it to the crowd is to go ahead and explain how they see it on the field. And that was just the explanation coming from Tom White. That is something that they didn't used to do. They explain their version of it and then inform them that it's being reviewed upstairs. And I think clearly, conclusively, this one was caught by Novoselsky about 9.5 yards. A half yard shy of being a recovery for the Vikings.
Yeah, I agree with you. I didn't think it went 10. But we'll get a reaction here in a minute.
After further review, the ball has been ruled to have been touched at 9 yards. Therefore, you have a 6-3 kick. There are no 5 yards remaining in the lead kick.
That's exactly what happened. It did not go 10. It was touched here, you see, and it bounces and recovered beyond the 10-yard area.
Well, Minnesota fans, don't despair, don't give up yet. They will re-kick it, this time from the 30.
Looks like McPherson's trying to cover the kick. There he is. Gotta give him a big baseball glove. See if he can catch one.
Reveiz really executed that last onside kick quite well, Hank. It was just a split second away from being just right. Now, here we go. Free football. Solomon Wilcox for Minnesota.
Incredible. Is that something?
Recovered by Solomon Wilcox of the Vikings.
Can you believe it?
Can't believe it.
And they even got a lot extra yardage off of this deal because it squirted right through the whole wave.
Look at how high it bounced over the top of everybody. That was the key. It bounced over the head of everybody, and of course now recovered downfield.
Solomon Wilcox with the recovery for the Vikings. And that was not touched until it crossed the needed 10 yards.
And the key was the fact that it bounced over everybody's head beyond the 10-yard area.
One Viking player kind of kicked it out of there and moved it downfield to the 43 of the Patriots. And they need about 10 yards to give Reveiz a legitimate chance of tying it. His career long is 52.
Ruling on the field. No touching prior to 10 yards. Recovered by the kicking team.
First down. The play is being reviewed.
Again, that's just the warning to the crowd at Foxborough. It's being reviewed whether or not it was touched before 10 yards. This time I don't believe they have a case. Remember, Hank, I said I thought I saw someone kind of kick it, advance it for the Vikings after it went through the first line. Oh, actually, Fred Marion's leg whipped around and knocked the ball downfield. So Fred Marion of the Patriots helped advance it, actually, for the Vikings. And Fuad Reveiz getting a nice kick up off the onside kick.
The play stands as ruled. First down, Minnesota.
You know, the other thing that's interesting about that formation, you got 9 guys over there going down the field attacking, you know, the Patriots. It was hard to try to recover the ball with all those bodies flying down at you.
So another meeting by the officials. Come on, boys, let's let them play. Long enough already. They've been talking it over. Vikings without a timeout.
And plenty of time, 1:33.
21 seconds, please.
They reset the down clock from 16 to 21 seconds. That's what they're haggling over. And An extra 5 seconds on the down clock. Wide Revés. Pulled it off twice, actually. Got that football to jump up in the air on the onside kick.
Come on, dude. It's unbelievable you have that kind of 2 plays like that on an onside kick. Consecutive plays, isn't it?
I'm telling you. It's the only chance they had. Never would have gotten the ball back.
Minnesota's ball, 1 and 10 on the 44-yard line. First down.
All right, at last they're going to let him play on the 44 of New England. Zips it. Jordan can't hold on. 6 drops now today by Viking receivers. A couple of them by Jordan.
Yeah, they had a slot to the left side to clear out the area. And then come bring Jordan across the middle. He usually catches those kind of balls.
Any of the action here at Foxborough. Tickets are on sale. As you leave the stadium today, next Sunday, John Elway, the Denver Broncos.
Hassan Jones to the right. Chris Carter in a slot right. Anthony Carter to the left. That pass caught by Jordan. Hold on a minute. No, he dropped it again. That ball was deflected, almost intercepted, back into the hands of Jordan. And he would have had a first down and moved them into field goal range. Wow. Ooh, a little bit of everything on this one, Hank.
Yeah, you talk about following the bouncing ball. Look at that. Look at it. Bounces up in the air again. He has another shot at it.
I don't know how he missed it that second time. I
don't
just
either.
know.
It came right down at the numbers for him. Looked like he would have sucked that one right up. Look at that.
This right here. Oh,
you're talking about a crazy bounce.
3rd down and 10. Hassan Jones for the first down at the 31.
Hassan Jones. David Poole on the tackle. That'll be a first down for the Vikes.
As the clock approaches 1 minute, they're in Revés range now to tie it. They'll go for the win.
Ooh.
Nelson skirting to the outside and wisely gets out of bounds.
Nelson carried.
Boy, did he have a hole on the left side on the inside of the defensive end.
Up about 6.
On the ball,
27.
24-yard line of the Patriots would be second down and
54 seconds remaining. They should have a couple of chances to get it. Well, to throw it toward the end zone. The Carters to the left, Jones to the right. Nelson to single back. Again, they run it with Nelson. First down, and Moore bangs down at the 11. It was a Nelson run that set up the touchdown with 1:47 left.
And a good read too by the...
Well, they spike it to stop the clock with 33 seconds to go. Hank, we have seen and we have covered the Vikings 4 of the last 5 weeks, and if there's one thing that has been a constant is the players and the coaching staff saying they needed one big lift, something crazy to happen in their favor.
Yeah,
this would be that case. This would be the kind of win that could turn your whole season around.
Yeah, that's right, to get them over the hump.
Anthony Carter out of bounds at the 6. Thought about cutting it to the inside, but Again, smart play, get to the sideline to stop the clock. 27 seconds to go.
That really was a good move on the part of A.C. Carter. It looked like you mentioned, Jim, it looked like he took a look inside, like he was going to try to get more, but he wisely jumped out of bounds to stop the clock.
Again, no timeouts remaining. 3rd down and 5 from the 6.
They got a one-on-one on the left side. They might try to go up on top and try to run the fade pattern.
Gannon looks for the end zone. Batted away by David Poole. Now you have to kick it.
Play was broken.
Intended for Anthony Carter.
That'll bring up a 4th and 5 with the goal.
See, he just comes off the line of scrimmage, Carter, just like he did the time before, and turns around and looks for the ball, but Poole does a terrific job of knocking it out of there.
Keeping a hand in there to knock it away. Carter had gained position with the body, but one arm in there saved it for the Patriots. Now to tie it, Reves from 23 yards. The kick is good.
20 seconds remain in the football game as they come back up the field to score. The New England Patriots 23. The Minnesota Vikings 23.
Boy, what a contest we've seen here this afternoon.
And let us not forget, Hank, that the Vikings really saved by a missed point after. Saved by a blocked point after in this quarter. Boy, it seems like a long time ago, but Mike Mays with the score. 20 to 13
from the left ear screen, coming from the outside, takes a good angle, looking, come right down in front of the kicker as the ball's in flight, perfect angle, and blocks the kick.
Unbelievable. 20 seconds remaining in regulation. Every time Reves has kicked today, has kicked off, he has squib kicked it, keeping it away from John Vaughn, who ran one back for a touchdown earlier this year, a 99-yard run back.
John Vaughn. Sammy Martin, the back deep. Wad Reves.
Well, the Patriots deep backs have in fact moved up to the 10-yard line, expecting another squibber. And actually this time Reves drills it toward the corner, and the flag comes out.
Kick goes out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
They'll put the football at the 35-yard line. He's at the ball
on their own 35-yard line, which is 30 yards from where the ball was kicked.
That went out of bounds at the 1. It's a good starting point for the Patriots with 20 seconds to use up any time, and they do have 3 timeouts. They have all the timeouts they'll need. They're going into a slight breeze.
First and 10 for the Patriots.
Need to pick up about 30 yards.
And the nice thing about it, with 3 timeouts, they can throw the ball any place they want.
Marv Cook, short route, heading to the sideline, and he made it. But he also used 7 seconds on the clock. Up to about the 45.
Very weather defensively for the Vikings. Spotted at the 44-yard line of the Patriots.
Jason Starofsky's career long is 53 yards. They need another 20. They need 20 yards to give Starofsky a chance. All tied in regulation. 13 seconds to go. Millen will come out of the pocket. No, he won't. He is sacked. Sacked by Henry Thomas for the second time today. And the Patriots call a timeout.
New England, that's their first timeout, 42nd timeout.
One thing about the Patriots on the other side of the ball, Hank, they again, once New England saw the Vikings get inside of the 20, they kept them out of the end zone. They've done that 3 of the last 4 times today. Minnesota has been inside the 20. They've had to come out for a field goal try.
Yeah, Minnesota's had good field position, as you mentioned, and were not able to punch the ball in for the touchdown. Had to settle for field goals.
Finals today, the Saints won. Houston's 5-1 with a victory. The Jets even the record at 4-4.
You know, the Jets and Seattle are both playing well. Seattle's coming on doing a good job too. I didn't think they'd play as well and have the ability to do what they've done so far this season. And of course, the Jets have done extremely well. The Rams and the Raiders, 7-7.
8 seconds away from overtime. Another sack of Millen. Henry Thomas once more. That's 3 today, matching his season total coming in.
He's gone through there like it was a screen pass.
Henry Thomas.
And we are through regulation.
That's the end of regulation time with the score tied at 23.
Vikings with 10 points in the final 2 minutes. Well, we're going to see the coin toss in just a moment. We are now in part of that 3-minute break. Each team given 2 timeouts as we check our overtime rules, and it's a 15-minute period. Of course, the first team to score wins.
Final scores around the league this afternoon. Seattle Seahawks 27, Pittsburgh Steelers 7, New York Jets 17, Indianapolis 6.
Greg Tippett, captain for the Patriots. Let's listen in. They're headed in the same direction. From our right to left. Overtime. We'll get it underway when we come back. It's an overtime record of 8 wins, 6 losses, and 2 ties, while New England has played in 11 overtime games in the NFL and lost its first 9. Lost its first 9 overtime games, but has won its last 2 overtime games. Hank, put it in perspective for these 2 teams, what this one means.
Well, you know, when you're 2-4 like the Patriots are, and of course the Vikings need this game, I think, desperately to stay in the race. And so it's a very important game for both teams, but much more important, I think, for Minnesota than the New England Patriots.
Vaughn and Sammy Martin are deep. Another kick that will get there on 1 bounce. Sammy Martin twisted down at the 23.
Defensively, it was Ivan Caesar on the tackle.
Ivan Caesar on the tackle, a rookie from Boston College.
In overtime, have the ball at their own 23.
tell you, I definitely, on this kind of a play, I would reduce the left end, the split in, have a split in on the left side, and try to run a draw play inside of Dolman on this left side.
Out of the eye.
Look at the big hole on that left side.
Yep, completing it to the left side to Irving Fryer for a first down.
Complete. Irving Fryer on the reception.
That's the place to do business. Either run or pass on that left side.
They spot it at the 34.
Look at the pass protection on the left side. Look at Dolman go way beyond. Look at all the room on the inside of Dolman from a pass standpoint or a run standpoint.
A lot of space between Fryer and Carl Lee. First down running play with Russell spinning away twice. Finally, Dolman comes back along with a group of Vikings to stop him near midfield. Rookie Pat Harlow on the right side helped clear him.
Draw to the right side.
They spotted at the Patriots 48, where it'll be first and 10 New England.
Good blocking up front. Right guard, right tackle, Pat Harlow, number 77, involved in a good block.
It's Russell again, this time for about 3. Ken Clark on the tackle.
They mark it at midfield. It'll be second and
We're just into overtime at Foxborough Stadium on a beautiful day and for a game that has been really exciting from the start. The Vikings with 10 points in the final 2 minutes to tie it. Send it to overtime, but the Patriots driving here to start the OT. Second and 7, rolling out of the pocket. Millman flings it. Cook has it at the 30. And taken out by Browner. They're in field goal range.
And there's another great illustration of how important it is for the quarterback to be able to escape. He gets back in the pocket, and even though he's not known as a scrambler, he still has enough movement. Look at this. Now he goes back in the pocket. We're pinned in on the outside. He goes to the outside, throws the ball on the run. If he doesn't have that ability to throw the ball out here to Cook, why, he gets sacked and they're out of business. Now we might see another draw play.
On the 28. Russell again past the first wave, moving the pile to the 20.
They've run this ball down the field like it was a bag drill.
number 56.
Browner and Barry, he broke away from.
At the 20-yard line.
Look at Thomas, 97, coming to the outside. He goes right inside of Thomas. He gets hit there, fights through the traffic, and is still fighting for extra yards. You know, I've said many, many times, the good backs, you measure their performance by how much yardage they make after they've been hit the first time.
2nd and 3 this time. No gainer for Russell.
On the tackle.
But from this point, it would be, if they failed to move it on third down, it would be about a 37-yard field goal attempt for Starowski.
3rd down and 3 from the 20.
And with the down clock running down, the Patriots call a timeout. They have 1 remaining in the overtime. Vikings and Patriots could be coming down to a kick in just a moment.
Well, he's telling me, make sure that you understand you got to get the first down. Don't take any chances. Make sure you don't throw an interception and don't get sacked.
That's Starowski looking on. If they don't pick up the first down, he'll have a chance to win it. 3rd down and 2. And Russell. Ooh, that's close. But I think he'll be short of it. Mike Merriweather was reaching in, trying to take the football away from him. And they've already brought out Starowski. Who was short of the first was Russell. Starowski has kicked 1 game-winning field goal in his career. It was in overtime in 1988 against Tampa Bay. A kick from 36 yards for the Patriots' 3rd win of the season. snap. Hodson gets it down. No good.
Oh, that wasn't even close.
The snap from Tim Goad, Hank, was a little high. Hodson got it down. But they were out of sync from the snap.
Yeah, it was a little high, but he got it down in good shape. There's no reason why. He just hit the ball badly. He just hooked it.
So the Vikings take over from their 20. Play action by Gannon. Pump fake, now throws to avoid the sack. No grounding. Pressure was put on by Tim Goad, the man who had snapped it on the field goal try the play before.
Tim Goad applying the pressure on Rich Gannon. It'll be second down attempt on the 20.
You know, in a way, Hank, this game reminds me of the growing pains we saw for the Jets earlier this season in a game against the Bears, a game where you thought there was no way they could lose it. In this one, we've seen the Patriots miss a point after, allow the onside kick and 10 points in the last 2 minutes, missed their own field goal try, much like Pat Leahy had done for the Jets. You almost feel like it might be in the cards for Minnesota.
But in spite of all that, they still got a chance to win the game. Talking about the Pats.
Batted down by Goad.
I tell you, it's amazing to me how they've been able to stop the Minnesota offense like they have. But they're playing a very soft zone, which is understandable, getting a good rush from 3 or 4 people at times. They're keeping everybody in front of the defensive people, talking about the backs and linebackers. They're not able to get anything. They're suffocated.
That's such a big play by Goad because Carter was free from his man and would have had at least a first down.
Yep.
3rd down and 10. Excellent time and a catch on his knees by Carter. Anthony Carter for the first down.
Anthony Carter on the reception.
13 yards to AC.
Mickey Washington defensively. It's a first down for Minnesota at their own 33.
10 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the overtime. First and 10. Terry Allen on the sweep. Taken down by Eugene Lockhart.
Defensively.
Had some lead blockers, Alfred Anderson and Anthony Carter out there for him.
Yeah, he's come in the game, and I think on 3 or 4 occasions he's run exactly the same play, either to the right or the left. But he gives an added dimension from an outside standpoint to this team, and stretches that defense a lot more when he's in the game.
Yeah, Eugene Lockhart, who came over from the Cowboys. Their leading tackler, the Cowboys' leading tackler, the last 3 years. He made the last play. 2nd down and 3. Alfred Anderson for the first down. Moving the chains at the 47. His first carry of the day, and it comes in overtime.
You know, the great thing about this Minnesota football team, from a back standpoint, they've got Anderson, they got Walker, you know, they got Allen, they got Finney, and Darren Nelson. They don't care when they put them in. They have great confidence in all 5 of them.
And DJ Dozier waiting on a 2-week roster exemption, having been signed this week. Where they'll play him, I don't know. But 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Play action for Gannon. Airing it out this time, and he's got a man down there. Oh, on the fingertips for a moment for AC. Maurice Hurst on the coverage.
And it was good coverage.
On the incompletion, it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Vikings, working from the 46.
Here we see the pass thrown downfield. He gets the one hand in there and knocks it out of there. Had it been thrown just a fraction sooner and just a little bit longer, he'd have had it. But a great play by Hurst, number 37.
Yes, he slapped it right out of the hands of Carter, forcing 2nd and 10. Chris Carter at the 50. 5 or 6 yards short of the first.
See, they run a crossing pattern with the idea and hope and expectation that he can make the catch and make yardage after he makes the catch, because he's a good runner. But that time there was not much separation on the play, and as a result, they make the tackle.
New career highs for Gannon, almost completely across the board, except for the touchdown category. 3rd and 6. Across the middle, behind his man, Anthony Carter. And again, coverage by Maurice Hurst.
Anthony Carter, Maurice Hurst providing the defensive coverage. That'll bring up the 4th and 6 for Minnesota at midfield.
We'll have to bring out Harry Newsome.
Here's the coverage on the play. Coming across.
Way behind him, Hank.
Yeah, he was. Had it been thrown out in front, he had a chance to make the catch. He's way behind, and Hurst, there's not much separation there again between the back offensively and defensively.
Newsome punts it. Oh, gets a dead bounce at the goal line, and it's covered by Audrey McMillan. Now they say it's a touchback. Either McMillan stepped on the goal line or the ball touched the goal line, but for a moment I thought the Patriots would have to start from inside of their own 1. Audrey McMillan, and Newsome got that ball to just die on the first bounce, Hank.
That's what you can do. That's what happens on grass.
Touching the line. They'll bring it out to the 20.
See, on synthetic turf, that probably would have rolled into the end zone, but on grass, you got a chance for that kind of a play.
Ball hit the line, so they'll start from the 20, midway through the overtime. Movement.
Left tackle moved that time, it looked like.
That would be Bruce Armstrong, number 78.
Penalty marker is down at the play.
Only member of the Patriots a year ago to go to the Pro Bowl.
False start. Number 78. Offense. 5 yards. Still first down.
16-yard line.
You see him on the right side of your screen.
First and 15.
See him move? There he is. You can't do that. Once you get set, you got to stay set.
1st and 15 for New England, and they brought John Stevens, who started, back in for Russell. And it's Stevens on the carry. To the 23, an 8-yard run, cut under by Felix Wright.
Felix Wright making the stop.
What a game this has been, and our hats off to
Stevens got to the 23.
the guys working downstairs. Our game produced by Daniel H. Ford, directed by Craig Silver. The NFL Today produced by Eric Mann and directed by Duke Struck. The senior producer of the NFL on CBS is Ed Gorin, and the executive producer is Ted Shaker. Stamos and Pat McGrath doing a good job in the booth. Now, 2nd down. It's no gain for New England. Stevens, back-to-back carries. 6:25 to go in the overtime.
With the 23-yard line for about 7.
I can't remember when I've seen a game like this, Jim. Been a long time.
And not a sloppy game at all, really.
No, but I mean the unusual things. It's been a stock market game up and down throughout.
3rd and 7. Fryer to the 45.
anything. They didn't get much of a rush that time. Had plenty of time to throw the ball.
Pat Eilers defending fell down, and then Todd Scott had to drag him down.
1st and 10, Patriots at the 45.
A new career high for Irving Fryer, 8 catches today for 152 yards. Chris Carter and Irving Fryer, 2 good receivers, matching 80s with their career highs. And here on 1st down, John Stevens will lose yardage. Felix Wright.
Loss on the play. Back to the 43, loss of 2.
Second game of the doubleheader. The Niners with a 7-3 lead over the Lions. When this one ends, we'll be sending you out there. We're under 5 minutes. It'll be 2nd and 12. They move Cook out as a receiver in the slot to the right. Mishandled snap, fallen on. No, still loose. Ivy Joe Hunter recovers at the 35.
Ball was recovered by Ivy Joe Hunter.
It's hard to believe that something like that would happen in this kind of a game at this stage of the game. But look at that. I think it sailed right below the hands of the quarterback. He never brought it up.
So now, with the Patriots driving back-to-back plays with losses, and they're facing 3rd and 20. And the clock moves under 4 minutes to go in overtime. Back to the shotgun for Hugh Millen. Millen intercepted. Intercepted by Audrey McMillan at the 45 of the Vikings. .334 to go in overtime, and the Vikings have the ball back at their own 44.
This is the one time they have to take advantage of the good field position opportunity.
7, Phoenix 3. Rams and Raiders are tied at 7.
That was thrown not very wisely, Hank.
No, a lot of folks, a lot of white jerseys there, and he tried to muscle it in there. And that's the mistake he made on this play. Look at the white shirts. No chance in the world to get that ball through there on that coverage.
They're going to change the marking now. They're going to say that McMillan was actually touched when he was on the ground after the interception. So that moves the football only back 4 yards from the 44 to the 40.
The ball is spotted at 40. 1st and 10, 3:34 left in the overtime period.
Now that we're moving to 3.5 minutes to go, the last tie game in the league happened in November of 1989. Cleveland and Kansas City played to a 10-all tie. And a reverse to Anthony Carter with Gannon out in front. Gannon got a block for him. And Carter stretches it out near the 1st down yardage.
And Tippett made the tackle. I didn't think he'd get nearly as much out of the play as he actually did. Tippett came from the inside, got a good angle, and made the tackle.
Watch Gannon on Maurice Hurst with the block, Hank.
Midfield.
Did a good job with it, too.
Yeah, he did. He sure did. Knocked him to the outside. And there's Tippett coming from the inside and making the tackle.
And they spot the football to the 50. So Carter reaching out with the ball at the tail end of that play. Got him another first. 1st down from the 50. Terry Allen is lined up as a receiver now. The running back is a receiver to the right. But a timeout is called. Timeout by the Vikings. Each team is left with 1 in the overtime. 3:26 to go in the overtime. Will they break the tie? Just feel like he doesn't have a friend in the world. Even the usher has his back on him. Back turned to him. He missed a field goal try here in overtime that would have won it. And he had an extra point blocked in regulation.
Minnesota at the 50-yard line.
Lions and 49ers, folks. We'll get you there when this one concludes. 3:26 to go in the overtime. 1st and 10 for Minnesota. Across the middle, Anthony Carter slicing to the 38 for another first down.
And here again, they're trying to throw crossing patterns with the idea that they get the ball to Carter, either one of the Carters. If they run so well with the ball, they might be able to break a tackle and make a big play.
Call it from the 38. Clock running under 3 minutes to go. First down, Minnesota. Steve Jordan takes one way and takes it down to the 20. Fumbled on the back end of that. He's been dropping him today, and now this one he fumbles it on the tail end of it.
And the biggest guy in that huddle is going to get it.
New England football. Can you believe it?
No. Unbelievable.
David Poole, who defended Anthony Carter at the end of regulation in the end zone, denied him a touchdown. My goodness, what a day for Steve Jordan.
Look at this. He makes the catch. Makes a good move. Runs down the field. Trying to protect the ball, but in the process, somebody...
Fred Marion reached in there.
Reached in there and knocked it out of there, and it's a fumble. Yeah, there's Marion getting the left hand in there, knocking it loose.
Air Jordan takes on a whole new meaning, and the Patriots have it from the 20. Coates, backup tight end, rumbles to the 37.
And he's only caught one pass going into this game. Earlier in this game, he caught the same kind of a pattern, made a big gain, but it was called back because of a holding penalty.
Number 26, Andre McMillan on the defense for the Vikings. The Patriots first down at the 37.
Approaching 2 minutes in the overtime. And there is a 2-minute warning in the overtime. Now Steve Jordan is a 5-time Pro Bowler, but he coughed it up this time to save the Patriots.
I'm Valerie Bertinelli with American Treasury. The world's largest collection of comic books has the same owner as one of the original Gutenberg Bibles. In a moment, who that owner is.
There are a lot of important things to know about riding a motorcycle. The most important is to use your head. Wear a helmet whenever you ride.
Books, music, movies, photographs, and artifacts. Altogether, more than 80 million separate items from around the world are owned by the people of the United States and housed in the world's largest library, the Library of Congress. If you were to spend only 1 minute on each item for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, it would take 648 years to go through the current collection. But by then, the library would have grown by an additional 648 million items. It's a fact about the Library of Congress. Learn about our American Treasury in your library.
This is one of the most finely tuned machines in existence. But tinker with drugs, and you could leave it a wreck. This message has been brought to you by the United States Marine Corps.
Tim Goad and the Patriots.
We have a 1st and 10 for the Patriots.
Have the football with 2 minutes to go in the overtime. Steve Jordan, who's had so many great days in the NFL, this is one he'll never want to remember. From the 37. Picking up some pieces of yardage to the 43.
Complete to Marv Cook.
Now in the hurry-up mode.
Mike Merriweather along with Carl Lee making the tackle.
Starowski wants one more crack at it. Russell. Audrey McMillan forces the play for a big loss. A minute 30 remaining.
Defensively, it was Audrey McMillan.
It was not a tie game. It was not a tie game all of last year in the league. Hank, I hate tie games. I wish that they would abolish the rule that after 15 minutes they just call it a tie. I'd say bring on the second overtime. Here we go. McMurtry has him in field goal range. Perhaps it would be long distance from that. A long distance field goal from the 33, but they have time to operate with. 27 yards to McMurtry.
Defensive stop by Audrey McMillan. His first attempt.
Staying in the shotgun set. Left side, and another catch by Irving Fryer at the 24.
I tell you, the other thing I'd do, I'd have somebody over there talking to the kicker, Javosky, to make sure that he's lost that downer that he was involved with a little while ago. It's silly to make him sit there by himself like he lost the game. It's not over yet.
Movement on the right side. The right guard moved early. That'll back up the Pats 5 yards. I got to think before he takes the field, Dick McPherson's going to put his arm around him and
somebody,
pump him up.
Number 71 offense, moving Fryer to snap, 5 yards, still second down.
See, even after he misses the kick, somebody ought to come out there and help, you know, pat him on the back, do something to make him feel better. You never know when he might have to kick it again. And there he's in this situation right now.
27 seconds left in overtime from the 29 of Minnesota. Out of the shotgun, Millen. Overthrows Fryer.
Incomplete. Intended for Irving Fryer.
Will bring up a third down play from the 29. 23 seconds. 23 seconds remaining in overtime.
We now have a third down and 7. The Patriots are on the Minnesota Vikings
man-for-man coverage, and they got 2 deep playing the ball.
23 seconds remaining.
Starowski still walking alone, Hank.
Yeah, see, that's a big mistake. Somebody ought to be over there with her and give us some encouragement to kicking coach. Especially team coach, somebody.
3rd and 7, 1 timeout to work with. Millen, great protection. Completion near the first to Cook. Clock is running. Short of the first at the 24. It's 4th down, and they're going to call the timeout and set it up. It'll all come down to Jason Starowski from just over 40 yards.
We have 4th down. Jason Starowski.
For those of you who have just joined us, New England led at the half 14-10, led in the 4th quarter 23-13. The Vikings scored a touchdown with 1:47 remaining, got an onside kick, drove it down and kicked a field goal to send it to overtime. In the OT, this man, Jason Starowski, has already missed 1 field goal try. He missed from 36 yards earlier in the overtime period. The Vikings were driving and appeared to be on their way to setting up a game-winning try when Steve Jordan fumbled at the 20 of New England. This will be a 42-yard field goal. It will be a season long for Starowski. For the win. Yes! and Starofsky stampeded to the locker room after winning it from 42 yards.
Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. As you leave the stadium, please, we ask that you drive safely. Watch for pedestrians as you exit the parking lot.
Millen and his fiancée, the coach and the quarterback head to the locker room after victory number 3 on the season. New England is 3-4. Hank, I thought this had the makings of being a hooked field goal, but it straightened out.
Yeah, he had the radar hooked up to that when they got it through there.
Did you feel the same thing at first glance? It may be on his way to hooking, but it just seemed to suddenly to go left to right.
You're right. Yeah, it did look like it was going to hook more than it actually did.
Surprising New England is now 3-4 on the year, while the Vikings fall to 3-5. So for Hank Stram, this is Jim Nantz saying so long from Foxborough Stadium, where the final score in overtime is New England 26 and Minnesota 23. Coming up next, the Lions and the 49ers will join it in progress. CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League.
This game is authorized under rights granted by the National Football League solely for the entertainment of our military audience. Any publication, reproduction, or other use of the description and accounts of the game without the express written consent of the National Football League is prohibited. Any commercial or other use of the program is similarly prohibited.